What is going on, everyone? It is David Palmer, Leo King, and Craig Skidmore from HighVibe.tv for your weekly love horoscope. This is Deep Love Tarot for the week of April the 13th to the 19th of 2020. Taurus season's on the way, and there is some relationship pressure. If you never watched the show before, we are here live on HighVibe.tv. Make sure that you check out our awesome apps and, of course, the website where you can get weekly, daily, monthly, all of our exclusive daily content, my daily video horoscopes, which I've been doing for over 8 years now. Just go to highvibe.tv, be a member. That's where you're going to get more of the astrology, more of the intensity, looking at all the charts. This show is all about looking at the love, having fun, talking about the astrology real quick, just giving the minor motion of it, doing the tarot, what's going to happen for you this week with love, and then, of course, rolling the astro dice. So make sure that you join High Vibe if you want the real deep stuff all the time. I thought I'd join Craig for a moment here with the glasses, because, you know, you all love Craig's glasses, and he was like, should I wear them? I'm like, wear them.
Wear them. When in doubt, put them on. How do their cowpokes out there in YouTube land and High Vibe villagers? So happy to have you with us this evening.
I'm done with the glasses. Thanks for everybody for just watching the live we just did before this about the YouTube Creator Awards. I appreciate all you all for watching and helping me get the Silver Award.
100K, baby.
100K, baby. So I just kind of think we should get into it, but I just always ask at the beginning of the show, how you feeling right now, Craig, about life, love, the world?
I am feeling very optimistic in this strange world right now. I think the veil is getting raised up. I think that people are opening their eyes a bit and kind of looking outside of maybe their comfort zone, and it's testing our limits. And with that, we are going to have some great growth coming out of this if we apply these messages, if we apply all these lessons that we are learning throughout this tumultuous time. So I'm feeling good. I'm loving myself. I'm feeling loose. Ain't no party like Scorpio party, baby. Woo! We're getting after it.
It's good. I'll just be frank and real. I've been just kind of frustrated the last 24 hours. Mars just squared my Saturn, which is a really rough transit. And I have Saturn in Scorpio, so my frustrations come very Scorpionic, and Mars in Aquarius. Remember, we all just went through where just today, on Monday, the 13th of April, where were you in June of 2018 when Mars retrograded in Aquarius? Late June. Because you just finally came back to that weird spot. There's a lot of PTSD around that area. There was a lot of PTSD, the events that happened in my life. And it was square my Saturn for weeks. It was horrible.
Weeks and weeks.
Oh, it was really. I had a really rough June, end of June, July, and August of 2018 with that Mars and Aquarius retrograde. And right now we are just exiting all of where that shadow period was. So it's kind of interesting to kind of think that at that time we tried to fix things and they didn't get fixed. How funny that the world right now is trying to fix so many things. And it's almost like with Mars coming off this spot, it's kind of like, are they fixed? Kind of a weird question to ask. And I'll admit, this whole, whatever we want to call it, stay at home, quarantine, you know, I've been here now over 4 weeks. I went back to my house and started to pack it this weekend, which was very weird. And I slept one night there and it felt weird. And I realized that I'm lonely as hell. It is a very lonely time.
That's where you got to find that inner peace, brother, as hard as it is.
I mean, sure, yeah. But there gets a point to where it's like, you know,
Inner
It's
peace.
going to just be the hermit card for the rest of your life? Is that what we're all going to do?
Definitely not.
Especially because all I do is this work all the time. And so I brought my PlayStation down and started playing some baseball. I mean, it's like kind of getting to those points to where creativity for me is everything I do and work. And I don't know. So I'll just be honest. I've been just like feeling very mundane, or, I like to say that my inner Scorpio, my inner raptor right now is just eating on lettuce.
And that's going to come with the ebb and flow of the universe. Sometimes we're going to feel great. Sometimes we're going to feel like shit. Thus is the beauty of life, my friend. If
Very
it's
true.
all peaches and cream, then what the hell are we even doing here? Are we actually really learning anything without that struggle, and without that acknowledgement of the darkness and the loneliness inside yourself? That's going to bring great things. You might not realize it right now, but that is going to be some greatness. Is it coming your way?
Yes. So, if you never watched the show, what we're going to do right now, we're going to do the collective reading. I'm going to talk a little bit about the astrology, but I've let people know in the last show, if you guys noticed, it went smaller on time. I'm not going to be talking much astrology anymore. I'm just going to give the quick points because I already every day do the astrology on High Vibe. I already give you all deep astrology on Tuesdays, even on YouTube. So there's no point. And then all my subscribers on High Vibe are getting the weekly horoscope for the sun signs and all that. So it's kind of like I got to look after the tribe that, is getting where I'm putting all my deep work in. And I'll be honest, I'm tired. Like I'm tired of like saying, like regurgitating the deep shit fully. I'd rather get just more into the tarot here and give lighter astrology. If you want the deep astrology shit, highvibe.tv. But we're going to do a collective reading, and then we do that with the cards. And then, of course, we roll the Astro Dice, and then after that collective reading, we're going to go into the High Vibe Red Cup. Woo! And pick your zodiac sign. I do have one announcement. Right now, we are planning a live stream exclusive video for next week sometime. And it's going to be about what's next. We did a video in September of 2019 called the Pre-2020 Destiny's Call Survival Guide of how to get through this time. And a lot of people have been watching it and going, how did you predict everything that's happening right now? And that video was how to get through this.
Because he's a mastermind.
Now we're going to do a live stream that'll be on High Vibe. And it's going to be on the main stage. Of course, there's going to be nobody in the audience because of the times we're in. But I'm going to give a full-blown lecture, astrology, horoscope presentation about what really is next and give people the astrological truths of what's next. Because a lot of people keep asking me, when's this going to end, or when's this going to happen, or what is the world going to look like, and yada, yada, yada. And I'm going to give it to you all straight with the light work and the positivity, but also the truth stuff too. And of course, I have to do that behind High Vibe wall. But you don't have to be a member. You can just be able to purchase it individually. And we're going to keep it super cheap because people are without money right now. So, and it's a very important message. So just look out for that. We are finished up almost with the trailer to show you that video, if you didn't watch it, what I said, so you know what's coming with the new one that we're doing next week. All right. Well,
taco time.
It is going to be Taurus season on this Sunday, but we got to finish Aries first. And I'll be honest, this Tuesday, well, it's really going to be Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday are just holy cow to me. This is the last time that the moon is in Capricorn with the South Node in Capricorn with the malefics, Pluto and Saturn and Mars. Even though Saturn and Mars are in Aquarius, the moon has to come through all these huge bumps in the road. The moon doesn't like any of these planets, so... and Jupiter's in its fall position, right? So I'm going to be honest, this is kind of a rough road. But the rough road here with the sun square Jupiter, the sun square Pluto, which is here on Monday, we all want major change to happen. But it's a frustration because it's like you can't sit on the fence. You have to decide. And then, the thing about Pluto is it wants what it wants to have what it wants to attract in what it wants. And the sun in Aries wants that too, but with Pluto in Capricorn, with Jupiter there too, then there's that whole, is there any doors? Is there any openings? We might need to look and see what God's already brought us in our life and maybe rocket ship that out into outer space and make it in our lives. So these are very intense times and stressful moments of looking at the most extreme deep in at what you have and what, it's almost like a reappreciation of things. Like, I know it's stupid. I said this on my horoscope today on High Vibe. I was like, I went back to my house. I'm starting to pack my stuff. And I brought back my really nice Honeywell air filter. It's like a HEPA one, but it's like, I remember in 2013 when I bought it, that motherfucker was like $400 or something. And I finally bought some new pre-filters for it. And I saw that thing and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I got the filters at the studio. So I put that thing in, and that, it's like you realize you have things that you can appreciate so much right now. So with relationships, maybe there is this whole, has God already brought things in? Venus is in shadow, remember? So when Venus is in shadow, getting ready for this retrograde, go back to April of 2012. That was the last time Venus shadowed in Gemini. We got to look in the environments that we already have things. If you notice at that time period, nothing new came in. It was more like the things that you already dealt with in your environment, or you've already spoken with, or that is in your life already, that is going to come up. Not new things out of nowhere, out of the sky. So this is not about new random things. Especially with Saturn in Aquarius, it makes kind of this futuristic element stopped to say, hey, in Capricorn, what do you already have on your destined road? Mars in Aquarius really wants to move into the future forward, but it's got Saturn behind it. It's trying to carry a whole load of slow planets and heavy planets with the South Node and the Moon there this week. So we have to make emotional decisions about yes and no's fully. No more fence doing. This is Aries cardinal. This is Capricorn cardinal. And then the mutability is with Venus and with Neptune and Pisces and Venus and Gemini. There's this kind of, well, where is it all going? And Mars and Venus are in a minor trine at the same time throughout the week and into next week, because Venus is slowed down enough to be at Mars's speed. So they're like 1 degree apart, but Mars is a little ahead of Venus. It's really weird. Because we're going to see Mars go past Venus, because Venus is slowing down every day. And go up at night and watch Venus. Every night after the sun comes down, you'll see Venus there, and that's the Pleiades. You'll start to see amazing, amazing stars up there. You'll even be able to see Cancer next door. And you could see Sirius, and then you could see parts of Leo. I mean, it's beautiful. And this is where there's so many beautiful aspects in the zodiac right up here that you can see, but you can see Venus is falling into the underworld right now. So our relationships and our love are coming into the 40-day, 40-night, not yet, but that's what's coming. When Venus retrogrades, it begins this 40-day, 40-night darkness, where it will go into the morning star on the end of this one. So this is going to be a big week testing us on what choices we need to make, because if you think about us coming into Taurus season, it's all about having the good things in life that we want to have, and appreciation and physical aspects. And this deals with money, this deals with the world and trying to figure out the actual, how it's going to be created and built. So with your love life, if you think about that, it's like, how is this going to go? How is this going to create? And we got to make choices. And that's the pressure of this week. And decisive ones and risky ones, because we just have to risk it and identify it. And if you're not going to do it, you just have to say no. You can't keep things on the fence. There's a lot of weird communication stuff because Mercury's with Chiron. So it might be vulnerable to express your truth of your identity, of how this might not be the way it feels right to you. It might feel weird or off. And you got to look and see if that's really part of your journey or not. And then on top of that, Mercury and Venus make a nice sextile this week. So I think that we can start to see some beautiful elements if we do communicate, though. Venus and Gemini needs to communicate. Communication is the key right now, instead of keeping things in unsurety or just keep communicating without it going anywhere. We call that beating around the bush. So no more beating around the bush this week. Ain't going to happen. Let's see what's going on with and remember, the moon is squaring the sun with Jupiter and Pluto with this at exact moment. It's extreme. And this comes Tuesday. night. So I'm just going to be just preparing people. Like, this is going to be a very intense beginning of the week into the middle of the week, and then things get a little bit lighter. But then the moon does go into Aquarius and then into Pisces, and we get into a dark moon by the time we come into Taurus season on Sunday. And we wait for the new moon. That'll be pretty much at the beginning of next week. So we're in a waning moon. There's a lot closing down. And this might be a little difficult for people this week. I'm just going to be real, but we got to stay positive, and we've got to really make choices. The more we don't make choices, and the more that we don't step into things or step out of things, because actually there's power in stepping out of things too, to narrow the field down in our life when it comes to the things in our life, because if we can't have too much, we can't be on the fence about things too much. We got to narrow things down. And we can't just keep continuing on anything that on both sides of the fence are not equally identified in the same path. First card that we got for this week is, wow, the Seven of Pentacles reversed. This guy just pops up a lot. You saw, I just shuffled the crap out of it. I said I need to reset all the decks. So anything, I think this is what we got. I don't know if we got this as the first card last week, but we might have. This is us no longer working for anything in a relationship and love that we're not going to feel any return in. Because it's almost like doing a lot of work and not getting a return. There's nothing worse than that, right? It's kind of like if you were to go date somebody and you're on the 8th date and haven't got a kiss yet. You know what I mean? You'd be like, what the hell am I doing? Or the best is when you talk to somebody, when you're single. I can say I've been single at some points in my life for like 4, 5 years. And as an adult too. Where it was like, you know, I had talked to somebody for a year and still nothing. We haven't even met. Okay, I'm over that shit. You know what I mean? Like, this is where we can't be doing any more things where we just talk to people or we just put in all this effort and work into something that's not going to do anything. Our challenge that we got is the Magic card. Wow. So I think that the ultimate challenge here, and it's funny, we had a card drop, so I'm going to throw that out. Some people would think to show it, but it was not intended. We got the Magic card as our challenge. I really believe that it's going to be very clear to see what's not magical, but we almost want to try and put the work into something to make it magic. But we all know you can't make something magical that ain't magical or that doesn't want to be magical. You know, it's a lot like telling, I don't know, a criminal at a jail who does like the worst crime in the world, like, maybe you shouldn't do that crime anymore. It's like, no, I kind of like doing that crime still. It's like, no matter how much convincing or anything, that you can't, anything that is not magic is not worth putting any energy into anymore. Something that is not connected to the divine, something that is not connected to the ultimate that we know is a magical experience, and an experience, and especially the purple in here, you know, it does remind me of this higher chakra, right? It also kind of reminds me of the Saint Germain energy, like something that really just feels like it's in high vibration. It's not dense. And I think the challenge is finding these dense situations that are not going anywhere. Our outcome card is we got the Nine of Pentacles. So, you know, she's very independent, but she's just independent in knowing herself and knowing her worth and knowing her value and knowing her connection to the universe, that she can manifest whatever she wants, that she can connect with everything around her and make the world and the environment and her life and even the animals in the normal Nine of Pentacles, not the Botticelli deck, is always got a bird with it that she's holding. And you know, it kind of reminds me of how Aurora in Sleeping Beauty, she knows when she sings out into the forest, she knows herself and knows her voice, and she just knows how to connect with it all. That's magic, and that's not putting a lot of work into something where you don't have to prove yourself. Like, you know, Prince Philip is like all about it when he finds Aurora, you know what I mean? I would have been all about Aurora too. Like, let's just be real. I'd have been like, Aurora, what's up? Leo King here is over here right now. So yeah, there's that whole element of like, you need to know that in yourself, right? You need to, and if you're going to try to be with a partner right now that doesn't know that in themselves, I'd be a little concerned. Wow, it's kind of interesting that the way that we get through this challenge is we got the second house, our self-worth, owning. And why did we get this? So we got to step into our value of our value is tested by if it's magical or not. Wow, we got the Five of Wands reversed. Yeah, you know what? It's unneeded conflict. It's almost like the conflict is that there is no conflict. That might sound crazy. The conflict is there is no stimulation, there is no energy there, because the Five of Wands, even though sure, it's a card of conflict, a bunch of people are squaring off with wands, but you know, when it's in reverse, it's like, that also could be sports, right? That could also be, sometimes there's a little bit of, you know, edge and love, especially when there's a little bit of a rebuttal, like your first kind of minor fun kind of argument in a relationship, right? That kind of makes you go, oh, I like you when you get that way. This is almost like it's just dead energy. Like we need to get rid of the dead energy that, you know, is causing the ultimate conflict, because it is not got any conflict at all. And look at this, with this Nine of Pentacles, we did get the Ace of Swords, meaning that, and it's reversed. It's meaning that we can't really move into the excitement in the environment, and more importantly, the truth, the ultimate truth. If that partner and in ourself, we are not in our supreme being of our magical true self, and we are owning it. Our astro dice for today on this reading is the 5th house, Leo, Pluto. Wow. Leo in the 5th, Pluto. I mean, this is a transformation about true happiness and love, but it also means bringing death to things that are not holding light, bringing death to things that are really, you know, maybe you're obsessed with trying to bring light to, but it's not, you're not receiving the light back. And we can transform by putting an end to things, or by putting a beginning to something that maybe has shown light, and we have that light, but we're not afraid to step into it. So we're going to see that on both ends of the spectrum. Yeah,
I'm picking up like a square peg, round hole type of situation. Maybe we're trying to force a feeling or force a knowing a little too quickly. On the other end, you know, if you are in a relationship, as it's been going on for a long time, it's the acknowledgement of all the work that you've been putting in and actually kind of assessing it. Like, you know, take a farming situation. You know, when you get to the point where you get to harvest your crops, if it's not necessarily where you want it to be, that next go around, you're going to assess everything that you did that didn't get you to the point where you wanted to be. Now you got to apply those changes going forward. So don't try to force it, let it flow. If it's a natural occurrence, and it's going to come back to you. You know, it's going to feel like it's in rhythm with your life, with your partner. So just voice those situations maybe that you're having, but don't try to force it. If it is with a new person, again, you know, it might not just be the right fit, and you should move on. Don't waste each other's time.
No, and your best analogy was the square peg, round hole thing, and just trying to jam it in.
Well, I was thinking that, right? And then you were like, oh, they're squaring off with the 5 of Wands. So it's interesting.
Well, and I think that Craig has watched me here at the studios. Whenever I like do things, I kind of shortcut things. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, fuck it. Just hand me this and I'll just screw this here and like it'll fucking work. And then there's always a problem. And then I always have to go, fuck. I should have done it properly. Should have got out the tape measure.
And then 2 hours later, we go live.
And then 2 hours later, no, well, I mean, that's more when there's a computer issue that I'm trying to shortcut. Computer shit, I'm really smart, but I'm also really dumb because sometimes I'm like, oh, I'll shortcut this and then fucking, bah. No shortcuts right now, folks. Ain't gonna work. And forcing, because I love that analogy that Craig just used. So, next zodiac sign that we got, or actually the first one that we got is.
Come on down.
Come on down.
Funky town.
Oh, it is Virgos.
Ooh. Virgos in the house. How many Virgos we got up in here?
How many Virgos?
How many Virgos?
We'll do the one. We just reached 1,000 people live. So after this Virgo reading, we'll do that 1,000 collective reading for all of you and picking a person, and we'll do a reading for all you to focus on somebody and see what the story is going on with. All right, like I said, remember the astrology is going to be much lighter now on this show because I'm doing so much of it on High Vibe and with Deep Astrology and other astrology stuff I do on YouTube. I think that Virgo, it's about hunger. These are the big hunger crises. You're in Hunger Games, and I think that you're in like District 1,250, meaning like you're hungry, you need desire and happiness. This is the squares of Aries and Capricorn in your 5th and 8th houses. And with Venus now in shadow in your 10th, it's like you need to start to realize that you need to maybe take a new course of action and make some adjustments in your life in order to get that hunger back. And with the sun coming into Taurus, it's all about expanding your life. By expanding your life, by opening up new doors, you'll get more hunger because it's like a vampire without blood right now for Virgos. All right, Virgo, you got the Page of Cups in upright position. So you know, this is a good card for you to express your emotions, and others, if they're expressing their emotions to you, like maybe you need to hear them instead of push them away. Like, this is positive. This is one of the most positive cards. It's chippery, I like to call it, or cheerio.
Cheap.
You know, and there's emotion and magic with this card. You know, it's finally finding some stimulation, but you have to realize that that's an opening door, right? Like if somebody's communicating their feelings, express your feelings. That's a connector. But if you're going to be like, I don't want to express or talk about my feelings right now. Well, okay, good luck. Your challenge card that you got is the relief card. Ooh, so you don't feel, I think that this is an unsettled feeling. You feel like that you don't have any relief coming in your love life. You feel like maybe I always look at this as like the opposite of relief, which is extreme stress. That you're putting yourself through stress because I think that you're afraid of just going into remembering that maybe you don't have to take things so seriously. Page of Cups is just about having a good, fun time and expressing one's emotions. It's like going to like a house party at a barbecue by the pool and just talking to somebody and laughing about life. You know what I mean? And sometimes those are the moments that create the most deepest and amazing things. Why don't you just get rid of the stress and have relief by just allowing that to be? It doesn't have to be taken so seriously. Just enjoy the moment of it, of the feelings and the emotions. Wow, okay, your overall card here is the Seven of Swords reversed. So you might be coming out of finally kind of hiding yourself, or maybe you've been dealing with a partner or partnerships where it's like you can't reveal everything. Maybe you don't want to talk about it. Maybe you have issues with even bringing up your ex, or you have issues about bringing up your relationship because there was weird shit going on. So these are these sensitivities about where you feel that maybe you might be judged because you might feel like, you know, if they knew this about my partner and what happened, or if they know this about my past or what went on, or, you know, Seven of Swords is not a fun card, I'll be honest with you. You know, it is the card of the liar and the cheater and all that stuff, but this is reversed. So that's good. And I think that what it's saying is all that shit's in the past. I feel like there's a lot of Virgos still attached to kind of bad situations that have happened in their past, or maybe it comes up and it's like, let it go. And maybe that's the whole problem with why you don't know how to connect on the lighter side of the emotional spectrum, because there's too much protection. You don't know how to just be in relief about just like, I'm relieved of that wall I put up. And you did get the fourth house of roots to get through that relief. How are you going to build roots in emotion? They're very connected. And this fourth house roots card is what builds the greatest tree of life and love for your life. So you got to build roots with people, but if you're not going to have those basic energies of how a seed sprouts to create the roots, like you're not going to create it. You're almost looking for a tree to just kind of show up pre-done. I know they make those, but I don't know if you know how expensive those are. Those palm trees that they put up in Southern California, they have out in the desert just places where they just grow them for 15 years and then sell them for $40K a piece. If you just think it's easy to just drop it, it's not. And then they're in a big, you know, huge box bin with dirt for a long time before they put them in the soil. It's a joke. Are you going to wait that long? Why did you get that Page of Cups? Because it's in time for you to make this part of your everyday life. You know, I love the Eight of Pentacles because it's saying that this is a card where you are stepping into your greatness in an efficient energy. It's efficient and it knows how to create and build. You can go into the flow. It almost looks like I don't know, a factory line or a factory belt system. And you know, Virgo does very well when you're in rhythm. And what if the rhythm was having lighter, fun, more emotional conversations and seeing where they go instead of like everything being like, they said this. I don't know. That might trigger this weird Seven of Swords reverse. Like my past ex did that, or da-da-da-da-da, or right now. It's like, that's not going to feel relieving. Wow, you pulled the Devil card. So I think that that's the thing, is I think that there is so much toxicity or so much darkness from the past shit that's happened to you that you just continue to project that onto others. And I think that you project that into yourself too, or you might even believe in that story, or you might think that you're dark yourself because of it. Or you just think that everybody's doing dark things to you. And I think that this has to be erased, because you need to remember that really, if you were to take it on a deeper level, you're here now with positivity. You're here now to build new roots. That's then. We've all gone through traumas, some of us more, but that's the whole victim thing that I think Virgo's got to get over, is that their traumas are worse than others and nobody understands. Well, nobody understands because you're not willing to talk about it. You got Uranus in the 3rd house with Pluto. Wow. So I would say that, guess what? It's time for you to not be afraid of the weird shit to talk about, not be afraid to connect to people the way that you want to. And this could be a transformation that's so extreme that you can actually see things come together opposed to always being disconnected. Because I'll be honest, this Pluto in the 3rd, you might be so disconnected and you might not reveal everything about your situations, your environment, and your communication because you're kind of in this space where you're kind of in a spaceship away from everybody. And that needs to change. And not be afraid of deeper integration.
Yeah, I'm thinking Virgos need to find new avenues of expression, which will lead to the communication. So maybe, like as David was saying, you're having fears or traumas about bringing up things that happened in your past relationship. Well, maybe, paint a picture as to how it's making you feel in that moment. So you can kind of get that anxiety out a little bit before you start to address it with your partner, or start to address it with that individual that you would like to be your partner. Get some of that nervous energy out or some of that built up tension so you can address it, from an honest spot where you're not just kind of built up and all trapped within yourself. So you can actually calmly address the situations and your fears and your traumas that you've gone through. We have all gone through them, as David just said. Mm-hmm. It's about being able to make it almost relatable, being able to put yourself out there, but get that jitters out. So again, just try to find new avenues of expression that will lead to that healthy communication that you're actually seeking.
Yeah, healthy communication is important. And I think that that we all have a responsibility. We all got weird past shit. It's just all different. And the only way to actually even if you really want to continue to carry the story is to be able to communicate it. So it's kind of weird, communicating the marketing of the movie, but not revealing the movie. Does that make sense? It's kind of here's the trailer, but I don't want to talk about it because it's coming to theaters with no date in sight. It's like how I'm getting screwed with Top Gun because of this time in the world. We have to wait till December 3rd. Although the astrology is better. All right, next sign that we got.
Are we doing love reading or are we going down?
Oh yeah, we're doing the club. Well, I forgot. We got 1.2 thousand people in here. So this is the 1K collective reading for love. And if you've never done this reading with us before, you are going to envision somebody that you really want to understand the love story with, but they have to be a person that you already are talking to, a person that you are in a relationship with, or a person that you are dating, or a person that you have flirted with. This is not about people that you are not flirting with or not talking to. And it doesn't count by sending an email to them and them not responding. And even if they respond with a please don't, I had to tell some crazy ass people this week, please do not talk to me. People were emailing me and calling or found my cell phone somehow, one of them my cell phones. And I'm like, excuse me, I don't have no idea who you are. So, sorry, you got to know the person. All right. I want you to all envision that person in your head, and you can't apply that to other people. It has to be just this one person. So this is about this reading. You better pick solid. You got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is that person in your head? Let's go. We got the Empress card. I think we pulled this in the last 1K reading. It's kind of crazy. This person you really want to build something completely with, and maybe you look at this person as having a bunch of the beauty, the abundance, and something that you really want to be part of that might be yearning that part in yourself that you might feel is missing, or just in yourself, you just treasure this person dramatically because you think that they have everything, the beauty, the value, and the self-worth, and sometimes they might even have the home or the castle, the garden, they have it all. She's the Empress. Also might be somebody that you want to go have a baby with. Challenge card that we got is the Divine Feminine. So maybe what's missing in this energy of this relationship is more of the softer side that you really want. That's actually part of the Empress card. So maybe it's you haven't found that more romantic, deeper, like loving quality yet. Maybe you found more of the, okay, it's kind of going somewhere, but there's something been missing, and it's like the goo inside a Cadbury egg.
Stretch Armstrong?
Stretch Armstrong?
Yeah, the goo inside.
Is he gooey inside?
Yeah, I busted a couple open when I was a wee lad.
A Scorpio would do that. There's something that this relationship is missing, the softer side of seers, you know what I mean? The overall card is the Ace of Pentacles upright, which means that there's definitely something beautiful that can be made here, but it's got to start from like a fresh place, or there has to be both parties initiating on the same goal and fully in and going to fly towards it. I love that there's angels with this one. I love Botticelli deck. So this has a lot of potential. And even the Divine Feminine, look at that, the two moons with the sun in between. Like both parties emotionally in their feminine side have to come together to the masculine of the identity of what they want. And that's kind of the challenge, is knowing where the emotions are between you and this person, and if they're going to come together or not. How you get through that challenge is there's a lot of healing. Maybe it's about bringing up some of your wounds or bringing up some of the things. And maybe it's also the reminder that this is a weird time and these are weird circumstances in life. And also that this is just, we're just weirdos as it is. And maybe it's through the weirdo we connect to that more, instead of trying to be this perfect presentation. Because the Empress is holding a very high presentation here of beauty. So this person's really pretty or good looking, okay? To you. Maybe they're gross to others, but you never know. But like, so, you know, but this whole weirdo part, that we're all weirdos, maybe that other party, they have trouble being a weirdo. Maybe that's like you allowing them to be like, hey, trust me, I'm weird too. And it lets them express himself better. And the reason why we got that Empress is the Death card reverse. I think that, you know, there's been some things that this person holds that we're learning to realize that it's not just those things that are going to make us happy. And it's like, we're going to realize through them that actually, if we just like stop looking at relationships from these simple angles of like this huge abundant energy, when really we're missing out on some sort of abundant energy in other places. Also with the Death card reverse, it's like this person is bringing up this kind of energy for us where we're unsure what the final outcome is. So there's a lot of uncertainty about final outcomes with this person. Or full commitment too. Death card is a very committed card, because it's going to push through all the way with transformation and death. Death doesn't mean bad things, but this also means Death card reverse, like this hasn't ended, or maybe this is coming back, like you feel like this person, and you have to come back to determine whether it's over or if it's going to transform into something else. And the reason why I got that Ace of Pentacles is because if you don't see things together on the same vibration and choose to go up together with the same understanding together up, then it will not turn into anything that is beautiful in the way that you both want in your vision. The vision is not coming together because both people haven't communicated the values, have looked at each other in the eyes and said, this is exactly what it is, and gone up. So if you're going to stay in dream state with this person, nothing's going to happen. You have to get to the physical reality and start to talk to them about it and get to that space to be able to do it. We did get Neptune in the 10th house with Uranus there. Wow. So in order for this to really achieve things, one, the achievement level of work has to be figured out, or goals. And because it's Neptune, I think that this is like spiritual work, or the spirituality of like both having a common goal that spiritually makes sense. And with Uranus there, it's like it's going to cause some disruption. Maybe around their life, maybe around your life. It's going to be just like where others, and especially Uranus deals with other people, might not fully understand it at first. But if you can't get through all these things that I said through that, then it ain't going to happen. But if you can, it could be a magical journey of destiny that looks weird to others, just how it all went down. But I mean, in these times, I would say that anything doesn't look weird anymore.
The weirdness is real. And there is like a very prominent feminine energy in that, almost like an exhausting feminine energy in that, where maybe there's too much emotional representation on one side, and you kind of need to let that masculine feed through to actually enable this to work. So maybe tone it down just a bit. That's kind of just what I'm picking up on, an overwhelming feminine energy that's kind of stifling the masculine in that situation.
Yeah, it's almost like the masculine's there. Both sides see that, but it's like it needs that nurturing. It needs that, especially I'm sure you can resonate with this, Craig. Like we're men, right? So like when we get with a girl or it becomes our girlfriend, like it's the feminine energy that starts to ask the questions like, so where are we going to live? Like, how's this going to be? Can we change that up? Can we like add some flowers here? Like, this is the soap you use. I use this soap. Like they start, that divine feminine brings the kind of nurturing, and the divine feminine is actually, believe it or not, if you look up at the stars, it is all that beauty of that dark blackness that is the backdrop that is holding all this universe together. A lot of people think, oh, that means what feminine is dark. It's like, actually, no, it's more like it's holding it all together. And so it's like, light can be nothing without that beautiful energy that's holding it. And so feminine energy is like, that relationship is missing what's the container? What's gonna hold all this together? And it's simple stuff. It's not about prominent definition and showing the bright energy of how amazing the relationship is. It's much more about, let's get to brass tacks of what it is, and let's actually create it or not.
I want to give a quick shout out to Kim. A lot of people have been commenting on these beautiful paintings that are behind me. If you don't know, Kim does all the art that you see on these stages, and she's about to start a new piece tomorrow. So that's exciting. You can hit her up on Instagram, Kim Tabay, KIMTABAY, Kim Tabay Art, or kimtabay.com. She's got a bunch of dope stuff on there. So these are actually two different pieces that I stuck together because I love them so much.
You love them that much?
I just love them so much. They make me
beautiful.
They just make me want to get all lovey-dovey.
Get all that lovey-dovey. We got Cancer. Speaking of lovey-doveys out there.
Perfect.
Cancers are next.
Oh, just dropping my glasses on the mic.
Oh, the Cancers. How? Do we got Cancers up in the room? What's going on up in the chat? I got 1.5 thousand. Remember at 2,000, we go to Sexy Time.
Sexy Time.
Reading for everybody in the room that's watching.
Sexy Time.
We got that Cancer. Let's roll. So Cancer, your big question is your long-term path and the relationships that you're with. That's what the series Capricorn squares are. And with all this 8th house energy, it's about if you're getting your needs emotionally, sexually, and passionately there, or is it a block? It's a test. If you're going to go all the way in this new world to where you want to go with no fuel, with no edge, with no passion in the tank, and also more at the same time, like things that really are not working correctly or feel stale, how are you going to get there? This Taurus season's for you about excitement. Are you ready for excitement or staying in, we always use a clip, but the boring relationship, the typical one? You over that? Oh. Hey,
how
tell them to go
envious
back
are
into
we
their
though?
house.
How envious are we of those two people?
I was just about to say, I was like, hey, they might not be doing well, but at least they're fucking hanging outside. All right, Cancer, the first card that you guys all got is the Knight of Swords. Are you looking for somebody to come rescue the day? Probably. Or are you having to rescue yourself out of a situation? This is an edgy card. It's going to be an edgy week. And I think this is about things have kind of got to a point of crisis. Knight of Swords is a crisis point that has to be dealt with right away. It has to rush in. and figure it out and have intense communications, because maybe they haven't been there. Let's see what the challenge card that we got is. The veiled card. I knew it. I was feeling that something has not been fully said. And especially I feel that the challenge is either you're not thinking that the other partner is saying everything, and I think that it's you, little Cancer. You're not revealing it all, or you're hiding something, or you're just hiding your feelings. But I feel that you might be hiding something, and guess what? Google and Apple just made a deal that they're making all of our phones talk to each other through Bluetooth and about this, you know what? So this is almost kind of like with Knight of Swords, like you can't hide it anymore. There's no hiding. It's going to come rushing in and you're going to have to deal with it. And it could create some massive drama. And you did get the Six of Wands upright, which is the victory card. So believe it or not, there's victory by finally just kind of letting things go into the fucking craziness, to be honest with you. Because I feel that, you know, you'll actually get to the destination of happiness that you want in your life and love. Because I feel that whatever direction you've been going just hasn't been really working. And there's a little bit of a dark side to this, I'll be honest with you. With the Veil card as a challenge and with the Knight of Swords, like, you need to rescue yourself from the dark energy. It might not be your partner. Or it could be your partner, or it could just be the way that you are just like holding yourself from light, which is true happiness, and sitting in mundane happiness, which is actually a dark thing to do. And the way you get through that is look at this. It's a sacrifice. Neptune. You have to something has to be let go. You have to see that this veiled energy, is it in alignment with God? Like, are you doing the godly thing, or is it something that's super addictive too? Like, there could be this addiction now to kind of, maybe you're cheating. Maybe you're doing something that, you know, is a little bit weird that you wouldn't want to reveal to deal with your own spiritual needs, and it's almost become an addiction. You don't want that to be known. Maybe you talk to somebody. Maybe if you're a single Cancer out there, it's kind of like, you know, you do some weird things that are actually holding you from relationships that you have to let go of now. And is it really the best thing for you? This is some crazy shit popping up here. You did get the Two of Swords reversed with that Knight of Swords upright. So I'm going to be honest with you. I feel that this is my card of excuses. This is excuses when somebody even comes to save the day, or when God has come to change things. And no, you can't, God. I don't want you to. It's like, really? Like, it's clear as a bell. It's not that you're confused. It's not that you don't know which direction to go. You know exactly which direction to go, but you know, it's like playing excuses. Like, but I want to keep doing that. Like, you don't understand. It's like, no, we completely understand. Like the show Hoarders, like, please hand me over the 1971 pen that's broken, that has a cockroach in it that's dead. Like, you know, like, please. Give it to me. Like, you know what I mean? You don't understand. And why'd you get this victory card? King of Pentacles upright. Wow. When you step into your ultimate self-worth of actually what you want in your life, you have victory. But you have to go through the veils and the hidden elements that there is something more in life that you want. And I think that this is a lot, when I look at this, a lot of Cancers dealing with, either in dating situations or in relationships, dealing with something that's not even second best, but they are doing something else to veil that, to make it feel at least close to first or second best. But when you take that veil away and you take the truth out, it's not even close to top 5. 12th house Libra with the North Node. The universe is wanting for you to purge, clean out the relationship situations, the imbalances in your life, and get more beauty out of the spiritual journey. But not be in the, well, I want this, South Node in Aries in the 6th house, and this is the life, and this is what I created, and I'm going to still stay on this freaking hamster wheel. Because it's not going to bring you beauty. It's not going to bring you the true justice of your life that you want. And remember that Libra is the 4th house for Cancers. It's your emotional house. So there's trouble in emotional paradise there for you. And there's a lot of big squares here to Cancers with all this Aries square Cancer and Capricorn in opposition, and with all the Aquarius and quincunx, and with the North Node on the last month of being in your sign, and dealing with your relationships, when the nodes are at the last degree, it's the most intense. So, and Jupiter and Pluto have already met and exploded this thing over a week ago. So I do want to mention that last thing is Venus is in shadow in your 12th house in Gemini. So if you think that you're going to just continue to be on the hamster wheel through this thing, the hamster wheel is going to be fucking thrown into a fucking tizzy, and it's going to go out of order, and the whole fucking cage is going to get rattled. And right now, you don't have to go through that, even though you're so used to the rhythm. Won't be fun when that little hamster wheel goes plop.
Yeah, I think the key to that is sacrifice. And the ultimate sacrifice would be sacrificing ourselves. And I don't mean the death of ourselves, but a death of the piece of us. Maybe something we've been living in this stronghold that we're not budging, just because we want to say that we are going to win this battle. And sometimes we got to take that. We got to take a step back, and you got to lose that battle in order to win the war. And with winning the war would be that ultimate partnership. So take a step back, look at yourself, sacrifice those pieces of you that you can live without, that maybe aren't that most important, that you can start to kind of piece them back together, break them off a little bit, divert them on a new direction, start piecing your life back together. You have the power.
I like how you put that, because
thanks.
There's sometimes, I use this example with George Washington. He lost more battles than he won, but he won the war. It was just about continuing to keep the British at bay and to keep them to where they kept sending supplies and more people, to where it was almost like, we can't keep sending people and sending money, and it's just like basically going to be just like, are we going to fight this thing for decades? Like, no, we don't have enough manpower or time or energy. That's all Washington had to do. So he didn't win a lot of battles, believe it or not. He lost way more than he won. But he knew that, what? This battle isn't the real war. So maybe the relationship stuff and how you bring it up is like, is this really the real war, like here? Maybe you think, oh, I'm just going to keep losing this battle now and I'll eventually win the war. But it's more like you're the British. How much more energy are you going to keep sending over until you have nothing left? All right. Well, Sag popped up.
Sag?
Mm-hmm. My ears just rang really bad, like 20, 30 seconds ago.
It's a good thing, right?
I don't know. I don't like it anymore. It's like, over all the years of it, I'm always like, maybe, of course, spiritually, people are always like, oh, it's spiritual. And then there's the fact that I've DJ'd for over a decade and I put the speakers on full blast in my ears at every club. So, there's more of my eardrum dying. All right, Sag. Well, this week is the big, 5th house square to your 2nd house. So, is it really worth the time and the effort and having the happiness and the love? Are you holding on to a love situation? Is it about money, possessions? Venus now is in shadow in your relationship house. So the writing is all over the wall. If it's amazing, and if it's not amazing, well, this thing's going to get weirder and weirder and weirder. And you're almost just like in a sliding, you're on the Titanic of love until you finally jump off the Titanic. The unsinkable ship is sinkable. So you can get on a life raft now, or wait till it goes in and have Rose fuck you over and say she's never going to let go and then let you fucking go. Oh! Justice came up. Is things really fair in this relationship? Is it equal on both sides? I think that you got to stand up for yourself this week. This is like court proceeding stuff. But the justice of the angels in this one are weighing out both sides, but I think that there's also a place in life where, like, is it really equal or is it one-sided? And I know that you can try and justify it as, well, it is equal because I'm doing this and they're doing that. But it's like, you have to really assess and weigh out this a lot differently now. Like, are you really getting as much back as you put in? Or are you not putting as much in and you're not getting anything back? Like, and you have to kind of deal with the truth of whatever the decision in court has been made of spirit. Like, spirit's been pretty clear, like, this is what it is. And I think that there's an issue here of continually trying to appeal it. Like, let me appeal this again. You're at like the fucking 5th Circuit Appeals Court on the 4th appeal about some old relationship or your current one, or there's some injustices that need to be dealt with in this relationship, because I'm using the astrology with this. Maybe it can be fixed into the right space if you really think that for the how manyth time do you have to appeal it in court? Oh, this is the issue. The earth element in the challenge position. This has to deal with money and status and fame, or this has to deal with possessions. This has to deal with an ungrounded energy in the relationship too. Or that the physical attributes of it make no logical sense. Whether that's actually attractive wise to all the way to, does this make sense about what's going on with money and homes or cars? And I know I might sound like a broken record to some Sagittarius, but it's like, this is what the astrology says. Especially with you needing to think more straighter, this whole justice thing with Mars and Saturn in your 3rd house. Yeah, you know what? You've gotten smarter, but this is creating anxieties, or it's like the anxiety to like stay in the same place, but it's restricting you from the real adventure in your life that you want to go. Wow, you pulled the Hermit card reversed. So the end all is that maybe it won't feel like you're kind of in this, I'll be honest, I said at the beginning of this, I felt like a hermit. For you, like this relationship situation of whatever you're dealing with this week, that's unfair, ungrounded, and really not holding much weight, but maybe you giving it credence that it is until the appeals court hears the case, even though it already made a verdict. It's the best way I can put it. That maybe this will get you out of finally out of this shitty situation that maybe you did learn a lot of great stuff from, but it also is tiring and old and boring and holding you from so many great things. And it's almost like you're playing grandma or grandpa when you don't need to anymore. You pulled the Hermit reverse again! Man, the universe is trying, on that justice card, the universe is trying to get you out of just the weirdest situation that, you know what, no longer do you need to gain more insight or knowledge about, because it's like old man going into a cave and he's been in there long enough. We need to get him out before he never comes out of the cave. You know what I mean? And that guy probably has needed to take a poop and pee, and he probably was in his old robe, and it probably smells. We need to get you out of that. Oh. Dun, dun, dun. Well, overall, I know it might be heartbreaking, but that heartbreak is what gets you out of, I mean, do you really want to be this? I mean, it's nice touching the flower and gaining a lot of insight in your own weird, secluded world, and at least you have the physical things around you, but are they really the physical things you want around you? With this reversal, it's trying to get you out of a stuck, kind of slow, and also there's kind of a, Hermit reverse reminds me of just like, I need to get the fuck out of here. I am so over this shit. And with the 3 of Swords upright, there's been too many clouds, too many mental aspects that have been clear. You know, they did get the crazy, weird reading. So they get the Ganesha, which is
one.
one.
Black Moon deck card?
Oh, I didn't.
Those are my favorite.
They got the 10th house of the world. So this is like trying to get them to their ultimate place in their life. But it's ungrounded right now to actually get there. So it's whether or not you're ready to step into that or not. I'm pulling one Ganesha card though.
Oh, Ganesha.
Achievement. It's like, are you ready to achieve and have the ultimate achievement in your life? Or not? Gemini, 4th house moon. It's time to look at your home life, your personal life, and the emotions deeply. And it looks like it's crazy there because it's a moon Gemini. It's all over the place. And I think that it's like there's a lot of things that emotionally need to be said that have been stirring around this environment and they haven't said. So I prepare for, you know, kind of a wild emotional, and it has to deal with your home life too, and where you're going to pick out your home life. But again, for single Sagittarius out there, you might be in weird home situations because you're still not dealing with the emotions about maybe a past situation, and it's causing you kind of mental freak out in yourself about life. Like, you need to calm down and get to the truth and just relax and deal with shitty shit instead of overhype it or over intensify it or to continue to hold on to a crazy environment that's emotionally not good for you. That is all I have for the Sagittarius.
That is all we have. Yeah, I think it's getting back down to the foundation and the fundamental truths as to what actually got you into this situation. Whether that is the partnership, and maybe, you know, there weren't necessarily started on the right step. You know, it kind of goes back to the forcing the situation. Maybe it didn't feel right off the bat, you know, but you kind of work towards it and now it's fitting. But there is kind of that rocky foundation that it was start off to. Maybe that fundamental truth of maybe your partner wasn't exactly honest, or maybe you weren't exactly honest with yourself. If you're single, maybe it's you're continuing to not being honest with yourself as to why you are single. You're saying that, oh, I want to be in this relationship, or you're saying, I don't want a relationship, when really you do. There's a fundamental truth that it is being kind of pushed down in the depths of you. You need to bring that up so you can actually really fully express yourself and live the life that you want.
Very well said, because I think that you're right. It's like, if it's not on the right footing, or it came in kind of weird, or pushed in because of usually an alternative motive, or if it just came in really weird ways where it caused disruption or anything, this is like karma coming back. Especially with Venus shadow in your 7th house relationship, Sag. You never can get away from bad karma. You know, when those people, like, you know, it's when couples cheat and then they think, oh, well, that's my one I was supposed to be with. We just cheated on our exes and we're together now. And then the karma comes years later. It's like one of those moments. Taurus. Somebody had reposted on Instagram our mooing. Come on, Taurus. Taurus. They got to be the bulls, though. All right, Taurus. These are big squares in Aries and Capricorn, but we do come into your birthday on Sunday. So this is a big amount of energy that's getting ready for your new time. That's going to be starting here by Sunday. But throughout this week, these big squares of Aries in the 12th and to the 9th is the world that you live in and the way that you believe it should go really taking you where you really want to go. Maybe it's time for you to actually take a real new story and let go of the story that's not giving you what you want in your life. Because this has to deal with stories that you write yourself and that you accept, maybe even from others with Neptune, right, in Pisces. But with Venus in your 2nd house, and that's where the shadow is like, if it's not the environment that you really want and that you like, why are you in it? So if you're in a relationship where, or if you're single, or whatever the situation is for Taurus, it's like, why keep eating shitty grass in the same fucking trough when you could be free ranging it exactly where you want to be? Like, why keep blocking yourself from the ultimate doors? Because that's what the 9th house, 12th house square is. And that's what this Pluto-Jupiter square the sun is. And it's like you're afraid to open up new stories. It reminds me of the never-ending story when he ditches school and he goes up into the attic to read the book. You're afraid to go read that new book. Like, you're like, well, I always, my mom or my boyfriend or this or that tells me to read this book. And I'm going to keep reading the same book. And not to read that book. It's like, even though you want to go read that book. It's kind of like, those weird parents that, like, I'll be honest, my parents were cool. They were like, letting me watch The Simpsons when I was 9. Like, I remember kids would come to my house and be like, your parents let you watch The Simpsons? I'm like, yeah, sit down, let's watch it. But, there's this kind of denial here of a great journey, like, because of what? Like, facts? No, there's no factual information that's holding it. It's your beliefs. Wow, Queen of Wands reversed. So you're starting the week off not on the right foot because if you're not owning the power of love at its highest capacity, you're going to feel like a dumbass. That's the Queen of Wands. She feels stupid when she doesn't step into her divine love fully because of any situation that might come up. Like, maybe and a lot of it, I would say, is the stories or the beliefs. Like, you really want to step forward into your great love, but does the story match that? Are you living that life, or is it all just the illusionary aspect? Queen of Wands reversed doesn't feel like she can step into her greatness until she actually is going to step into her greatness. And that's your big challenge this week. Your challenge that you got is the air card. So the environment you're in, the communication elements, the deeper part of, like, learning how to look into the new world. Air deals with the air signs in all 3 corners here. So communication, relationships, and the outer world. Like, does this all mix? This is the challenge, is you can't get to the ultimate love story because you're not going to communicate fully, not going to deal with the same kind of vibration energetically as another person. And your world you're not ready to change your world up in order to have what you really want. That's the challenge. Wow, you got the 6 of Swords reversed. So the overall is saying that you're not ready to go move on to a new journey. You keep holding yourself back. I like this card because it looks like, it's from, like, here, even though it's pillars, but it reminds me of somebody looking out their window and being like, oh, I want to go out there. No, I'm not going to go. I'm just going to keep looking at it and not actually get on that boat. This is actually the card that always takes you away to the boat of where you want to go in your life. But you got it reversed. Why are you not getting on that boat? We're going to find out right now. You got the Moon card over that air. You are afraid to deal with the moon, the soul. This deals with the family, the home. This deals with security. This deals with comfort. You've gotten too comfortable in uncomfortable situations that you're not even stimulated about. And I think even more importantly, this has to deal with subconscious stuff. Like, you're subconsciously, emotionally holding yourself from love. Or you're creating kind of stories and you're creating subconscious shit to pop out that automatically pushes people away in many ways because it's unclear to them what's going on. Or maybe you're dealing with a partner that's that way to you right now. But since the Queen of Wands did come reverse, and I am seeing here a 6 of Swords in reverse, and I am seeing an air and challenge communication, and it's with a Moon card dealing with your own emotional soul. Well, I'd say that this is more about how can you change things, especially you are the one going with all the 12th house transits. You pulled that Queen of Wands reverse because look at the Magician. You only get the love that you want to step fully into when you create the world that you want. You hold that rod up, you connect down to earth, and you got to remember that heaven is created from as above, so below, and you the conduit of that. And the Magician knows and understands that everything goes in perfect harmony the way that it's supposed to in life. There's control issues here of when you think that the magic can happen of the ultimate love. There is no such thing as when you're ready. Sorry. There's no such thing as saying, I control when I'm ready to love. Uh-oh. 8 of Wands in reversed with the 6 of Swords in reverse. That is just a lot of backtracking. Backtracking. For some reason, you don't want to move forward. Maybe you don't want to move forward with somebody fully. Maybe you're afraid. I think that there's a lot of fears of moving forward, and they're dealing with comfort, emotion, the moon, your personal life, family, and it's these weird mental issues about that, or confusing, because when you get the moon and you get a challenge of air, the emotions don't understand the logic of how to figure out the emotional comfort you want, even though the logic shows you that where you're at right now is not giving you anything that you really want. So you got a Magician card with the Queen of Wands reverse. Like, it's when you step up and say that this is the magic I'm ready to have in my life, and trust that it will all work that way, instead of on your own plans when you feel it's right. That's not a magician. Pulled Libra's 9th house moon. Yeah, you gotta believe in love. Believe in your beliefs. I mean, it's so funny. It's like, and it's beliefs that are like judgmental, that you are in your personal life, or they could come from the mother, or they could come from, whenever we're dealing with the moon, it's your personal life. It's like these beliefs that are judging the situation, or in yourself. You don't feel that you're justified to be able to change your personal life or explore it. You need to explore the beauty that you want. You need to be willing to explore the happiness that you want and the connections that you want. If you're not going to open the door, well, it's not going to change your personal or emotional life. You got to open up your emotions fairly and equally in order to change this whole story up to a much more beautiful story. Because whatever the story is in your life right now going on, it's not fucking epic, I'll be honest with you. Don't you live an epic life, Taurus? Or is it just better to just moo and eat that shitty grass and wait to be beef jerky?
Yeah, with all that air, it's almost like you're existing just out in the universe. And you're kind of turning yourself into a little retrograde situation, just watching the earth just pass you on by,
Ooh, that's deep. I think we need a bomb drop. You got to throw a bomb drop for your own bomb drop.
Wow. All right, let me find it. But no, get back to reality. Get back to like the true existence where we're all on this even plane. We're here on Earth together. You can't just sit there up in the clouds, up in your head all life. You got to get back, find that foundation. I say it all the time. Find that foundation, find that stability, and get back to it. We're all on this trip together. Okay.
All right. We got Pisces.
Do you like that little astrology that I just dropped right there?
You dropped a lot more than just astrology. You just dropped a truth bomb.
Pisces.
You just dropped a truth bomb. That was an gnarly truth bomb.
First one ever.
No, you throw truth bombs. I'm just saying that was with that air card and that whole like kind of out there in space and watching life just pass you by, like with the window with the 6 of Swords reverse and the 8 of Wands reverse, like, and then actually going in the direction of enjoying that. Like, I like all the good things to pass me by. Eerie.
We have over 2,000 people, so we'll get to sexy after Pisces.
Yeah, we'll do we're going to do sexy time right after this Pisces reading. And speaking of sexy time, Pisces.
Sexy.
No planets are in that house.
Oh, I thought
Oh, you thought I was dropping them. Well, you can go join my Love Masterclass right now, which we already have done 7 courses, 7 weeks of it. It's now a 10-week course, not 8-week anymore. So we have 3 more courses, Wednesday nights at 4 p.m. But if you can't make the recordings or the lives, it's okay. All the recordings are there and you're not missing anything out. I record them as if there was no live, if that makes sense. I answer like maybe a couple questions throughout that might help you in the course better, but they're amazing, and it teaches you your love story, and you don't have to know jack diddly squat about astrology. And I get you from being able to read your own birthday now and somebody else's birthday at all times where you are just like, you can know the love story shit instantly.
And after you purchase, you want to go to highvibetvschool.com to log in. Don't put your credit card number in again and repurchase the class, because we've been having some questions.
Yeah, we
on
almost
that.
got shut down because people are somehow going, it's like, and you know, when I talked to Stripe, they were like, no, it makes sense. You've done everything right. The terms of service are all right. Like, but people are actually like, don't I go re-sign up by putting my email back in the credit card? Like, that's how I sign in? It's like, no, why would you? You already bought it and it gave you an email with the website. We've gotten a couple of those where I'm like, oh my gosh.
More than
And I know technology's hard, but I mean, you know, some stuff's pretty basic. Like if you were to go buy something on Best Buy or Target or Amazon and you got your order number, would you go re-sign into your Amazon to check your order by putting your credit card back in? Like, I don't know.
Nope.
All right, Pisces. This one's the one that I've been saying a lot, but it's getting really intense now that the quality of the people in your life is at a major do or die moment. Like toxic water is only based upon the other fish around you in the fish tank or the world that you chose to be in. And it's hard during these moments, Pisces, because it's almost like this is the world you live in. This is the aquarium you're at. And I know that you want to jump into the most amazing aquarium now, but these are the choices you make with the kind of people, the kind of world you live. And these are sacrificial moments. Now that the sun's going to come into Taurus on Sunday, you know, you have to actually communicate clear and you have to be more aware now. Like you can't be kind of like unaware anymore, Pisces. Like, no, I wasn't aware. No, you were aware. You are clear. You actually are smarter than you put yourself off to be. But maybe you are putting your energy all over the place and you're scattering it around too much. You need to focus now and you need to look at who are the people around you? Who do you surround yourself by? That's a representation of who you are, and that affects your actual vibration of your physical body, your look, because this is a sensitive place. You got Chiron in Aries. We got the Sun in Aries squaring Saturn and Jupiter. I mean, sorry, Saturn, Jupiter and Pluto. Man, there's so many of this shit going on right there. That there's self-worth issues going on. And now, I'm saying toxic water because Mars and Saturn are in your 12th house. The 2 malefics in your 12th house. So be careful now because all of your karma is being tested in whether or not you're in alignment or not. And wherever you're at right now in your love story is all dependent on that karma and the life that you were choosing and the people that you're around. And this is the lesson now to be aware of that and start to make those changes to a much more higher conscious and spiritual road and communicate that and let other people know, because there's definitely people issues going on. And it's affecting your self-worth, and then you don't show up to the real people you want because maybe, I don't know, there's a lot of self-worth issues going on, of physical appearance and self. Wow, you got the 4 of Wands reversed. So, you know, this is the card of celebration, whether it's, you know, like anniversaries to weddings to, you know, celebrating life, but you got it reversed. So it almost feels like, gosh, there's something you want to celebrate so much about love, but it just isn't the celebration that's working out. And you know, we're going to get a little deeper into that, but this is definitely a card that says like, are you sure that you have all your ducks in a row to even make that celebration happen? Like, it's one thing to want a celebration, but it's a lot of steps to make one happen, to build a party, to make one happen. And there has to be a lot of love and a lot of connection. and a lot of things that aren't all weird in order for everybody to show up and for you and that other person to show up to that fucking event. So maybe you need to focus on the more basic stuff first instead of trying to fucking hit the fucking home run. Maybe you just need to fucking get up to the bat first. Wow, your issue right now is your home life. It's your challenge card. Where you live, maybe you're having issues about your home, maybe you're not happy where you're at right now, and I know that we're all on stay-at-home orders. Maybe this is your moment of realizing wherever that you go determines, the fish tank determines who's around, what's around, and what you get, and whether or not you get a celebration of love or not. You know, it's kind of like, maybe you were just over all the blowfish because they just keep blowing by you. Somebody thought I was going to take that to a sexual place. Well, that's the area that you chose in your life because you like to hang around other blowfish because you wanted to look like them or you wanted to be like them, or you were just letting them determine everything for you in your life. Like, this is about you standing up for the emotional place that you need to put your ultimate happiness and your ultimate home, especially if you're trying to find a celebration through maybe a partnership with a home situation. Like, that's definitely not where to look. Like, you have to kind of figure that out on your own. Wow, you got the Fool card reversed overall. It is like you have been very naive and almost just oblivious to what's been going on to get you to a place this week. So this is a wake-up call week of realizing, I'll be honest, maybe how stupid you've been. And you might be kind of feeling like a little lopsided about it and a little embarrassed because it's like you thought you were just kind of just enjoying life to this point, but really you knew there were so many cliff hangers here and edges of cliffs, and you just kept pushing it. You were too afraid to make changes and be the ultimate fool. So I feel like you have some things that you have to clear up here with some people or a partner or something from mistakes. And even, I think if you're single, just in yourself, you need to start realizing that you've been a terrible fool about giving credence and excitement and giving all of your emotional energy to energies that don't deserve that celebration. You did pull the Sun card as your way to get through this. So you have to find yourself. It's the number one card. It's the soul. And the Sun is in Aries, your self-worth, and then it's coming into Taurus, your third house. Like, you need to figure things out on your own value, with your own possessions, with your own needs, with your own soul, with your own light. That might be difficult for you because it can be kind of lonely. You're just kind of like wanting a celebration and you want the ultimate of life. The Fool card is kind of that ultimate excitement of life, but that's almost gone because the universe is like, you almost died. You almost went off a cliff. And instead of going in, I'm still addicted to wanting it that way, you would have gone off a cliff. The universe is trying to light up your life in the right way with the right partners, because I'm sensing a lot of weird partnership shit from people that don't deserve it. And also you kind of in a space where you're avoiding a lot of your own stuff, but you're also avoiding relationships in a way that really bring you to your true self. Maybe you've lost that home of soul. To a person. Wow, you got the Emperor card. So maybe this is not so much about a celebration of just the easy life, but you realizing that the celebration is redirected towards you stepping into your power and to get to the person that you want to be and to have the life that you want to have. But there's a lot here, a Sun card, an Emperor card. I mean, there's a lot having to find your independent strength here and own that and own your power instead of like giving that power away or feeling that you have to receive that power from somebody when they like you, or changing things a lot around. A lot of all this changeable energy. And the reason why you got the Fool reversed is the Justice card reversed. Yeah, your outcome here is like, you're going to realize how dumb you were and how out of whack you were. Or even just unfair. You were in some really unfair places that you were stupid enough to believe was fair and good. I don't think that this is all bad unless you're not willing to listen to the truth of that divine justice, not in the court's position of looking at you as the right direction, but as the fool, might help wake you up to find who you really are and the truth of yourself, and to identify with who you really are, and to find the strength to find that celebration you want in relationships and love. Because there's a foolish part of you that would destroy them. Wow, you got Mars and Aries here in the 8th house. Hi. Somebody's looking for sex. Maybe it's a sexual situation that's causing the problems here, or an obsession. But I would use this more as using the obsessions towards figuring out your own self and the changes you need to make in yourself. Then you can have that great sexual stuff.
Exactly.
Like the sexy time reading we're about to do. Good luck to you, Pisces.
Yeah, because I was picking up like becoming comfortable in your own skin again. So that exactly what you're tapping onto right there. You know, because we all kind of let ourselves get stagnant when we are in relationships. You know, maybe we gain a couple pounds here. We kind of let the house turn to crap. But we can always change that, you know, and that can be on the other too. If we're single, you know, and we kind of just get that, we just start eating. We're like, oh, no one likes me. So we just start eating. I mean, I've been guilty of that shit, you know, and I acknowledge that. I was having back issues. I still do, you know, and a lot of that was just because I was not in the best mental state, and I was, you know, consuming alcohol a lot during the week, you know, and eating whatever the hell it is. And then my body started getting looser and heavier, and then you don't feel good about yourself anymore. It's those little things that we do to ourselves along the way, and then all of a sudden we find ourselves in a hole, you know. So as long as we kind of acknowledge that and we can start to build and get out of that, we can do that. We can get that foundation. We can have that. We can be comfortable at home again. We can be comfortable in our own skin, but it takes those steps to acknowledge it and kind of work for it.
Wow, the vulnerability today is incredible, Craig. No, I mean it. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think that's what we all, that's the thing. And I think Craig did it beautifully with his vulnerability, is like, God, we all have, there's a million things we all do that just, we go, why the fuck did I do that? Well, that's what consciousness is. It's the moment that you become aware of it and you make the change of it, and you have to actually bless and thank the unconscious part of yourself instead of demonize it too, or blame it on others. That's what I think. I see a lot of people do that, right? Like, the reason why I'm in this situation is because of you. It's like, that's an unconscious bullshit situation. Like, you're in charge of your own life. Like, you're in your own soul. Like, oh, what do you feel about that?
Which part of it?
The part where people unconsciously, when they finally become aware of a situation and they were going down, like you described it, I think, a lot more better than I do. I kind of say like the wrong side of the tracks. I think you describe it as like, oh, you know, like how to better yourself once you feel like you're going, like, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to kind of point the finger out that direction when really the issue is within.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot harder to kind of look in the mirror and say, this is where I've been messing up in this relationship, and being honest with that individual, or this is where I've been messing up with the relationship with myself. Because that's the most important one. If you have a crappy relationship with yourself, it's definitely not going to be a healthy situation with anybody else. That's for sure. That is for damn sure. And of course, you know, we look in the mirror every day, we see how our clothes fit and everything like that. And that can be a big point of it, you know? As how we look on the outside kind of reflects how we feel on the inside to a certain extent. So just start, you know, get that pick and just start climbing out that hole step by step. It's not going to happen overnight. That is for sure. Not going to happen overnight. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort to better yourself when you put yourself down in that situation that you got into. You know, it didn't just happen overnight. But the love is here. That sexy, sexy, sexy time.
I think it's sexy time. 2K collective reading. All right. Thank you for 2,000 people for being here right now, because it is time for, drumroll please, the sexy time. Now.
And we're back.
And we're back. So if you've never done this reading with us before, we're going to help you understand where it's going with somebody that you want to see where that sexy energy is at. But because I don't want you, and Craig especially as a Scorpio doesn't want you to be a creep.
No creeps.
I already got to work with a Scorpio every day. That's creepy enough.
I watch it.
But there's that whole notion of, hey, you better be talking to this person or dating them or you're partnered with them. That's the requirements of who you pick in this reading. Not trying to fantasize about somebody that you want to have sexy time with that you're not with.
Sexy time.
Yeah. So, because that's creepy. And what I want you to do is now we're going to envision this person, not in a sexy time way, but we're going to pull this person into conscious and we're going to pull you back from a countdown right now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do you have that person? Because you can't use it on anyone else. And you have to remember that the truth is the truth. And you want to get to the truth of the situation with this person deep. And there's nothing deeper than the root and the sacral. So deep. Oh my God. Oh. So, because that, believe it or not, even though in consciousness and spirituality, we love to talk about the high vibes and the higher crown chakras and all the, even the chakras that extend outside of ourselves to the universal consciousness. But I'm here to remind you that if a relationship, the glue is not, then you don't manifest and create shit. So let's focus in. Who's that person? And let's roll.
Focus.
All right. First card that we got is the 10 of Cups upright. So, wow. I mean, sexy time is your biggest fantasy with this person. You think that it would be the most... I'll be honest. This can be a little Disney movie-ish. So, if you're into that kind of thing... But... You know, I guess the best way to put it, though, from a sexy point of view of this is that you do fantasize about this. And I think that you fantasize it more than just being about sex, that it's about building something beautiful with this person. But, you know, that humping like rabbits helps a lot. The challenge here is the safe travel. I feel like, you know, some people might think, oh, well, this person lives far away. That might be the issue, but I think it's more about like this person. It's like you can see some great things here, but it's the fear of traveling into this relationship fully. That it'll be okay. Or there might be like, there are four corners here. There is like the north, east, west, south. So it's like there's a problem with understanding this direction here. But you do know the direction. You know the ultimate direction you want to go with this person, and you fantasize about it, and there's all this sexual energy, but it's almost like, or maybe you're having great sex with this person in your stay at home by yourself in your bedroom.
I'm thinking of setting boundaries, and what boundaries, you know, you can kind of push, that maybe you thought those limits were there, but you're just not expressing them. Maybe he or she wants to go kind of take it a little further too. You got to say it though.
That's true. And I think with the problem here with the safe travel is, I think you said it's right. It's like maybe there are some things that are blocking it that are over, you know, safety is like too much. Maybe underlying this, whether it's you or that partner. Usually it's a reflection though. But sometimes it's not. Maybe there's just some people out there that really are fucking freaked out about fucking sexual energy. So that might be an issue. But it also might be like, maybe this partner is afraid to really say, and maybe you need to help get it out of them and show them that you've got this paradise that you see with each other. And do they resonate with it? If they do, why are you afraid to travel to that and make that happen and realize that you're protected from all four corners from the universe? Like, that's the challenge, is like integration all the way to make that happen here. And it might take maybe it might take a little travel. might have to go through a couple of FEMA stops on the road trip. You know what I mean?
Worth it.
Worth it. We got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So overall, you know what? Unless this thing does move forward and actually take some precedent. Now, Knight of Pentacles is in for a long journey. But with this reversed, if it's not in for the long journey, it's just in for a short checkup on things to see if it's there, it's not going to work. Ouch. It's got to be like, we're in this for the long haul, and we're going to see it, and we're going to take steps towards it, and there can't be this, you know, especially with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, it's like putting a whole entire night on hold. Like, you know what? Imagine, you know, well, I am the Leo King. You know what, Knight? I'm not going to send you on the journey just now. I'm going to wait for fall to come. Or when we start to see some things change in the world, then it'll be safer for you to travel and have that ultimate. It's like, is it still going to be there then? So unless there's some movement forward in this, especially in the physical realm of actually like making changes to make it happen, you're not going to get to that ultimate here. How do you get over that? Wow, look at this safe travel card. Got Virgo I analyzed, but you know what Virgo is? It's about reality. It's about the day-to-day lifestyle that you live. So it's almost like the fear of making this your full life story. Or that person's got the fear of making it. Or maybe it hasn't been discussed. I almost feel like there's just an emotional fear of really saying what needs to be said fully about the reality and the emotions of like fully integrating this into your life. And that's why it's not moving forward. Why did we get this 10 of Cups? Oh, wow. Because it just is like nonstop, completely this vision that doesn't become a vision because it's not becoming physical. That's the issue with this relationship. Nonstop vision, that's great, but it's like you just keep rehashing a vision without the physical. Maybe you need to stop looking at the vision so much and start focusing on the reality of things. And why did you get that Knight of Pentacles? Well, you got the Queen of Pentacles upright. So guess what? The Knight comes before the Queen. So you got to get things moving, because once you get things moving, guess what? You're going to get everything that you want together. But there's this whole like fear with safe travel. It's just about getting things going. And using excuses and over-analyzing, well, how's that going to happen? Just fucking do it. Just have it. Stop doing this fucking freak out, same situation over and over. Are we going to do it? I don't know. Well, when? I don't know. There's a lot of I don't knows when I think there's the fear of just being like, hey, let's just do this.
Hey, do it.
Just do it. Hey.
Just
do it. Do it. Oh, look at that. Well, we got 12th house that popped up. We got Gemini and we got Pluto. Wow. Well, Pluto is the sexual planet, but remember, it is transforming. It is the 12th house. It is Gemini. That means that there's needing to come like the true communication. The truth needs to come fully out. The depths here of what's blocking it need to be understood and identified and cleared out. There's missing situations in communication here of the fullest extent. Both parties are not fully revealing because they're afraid. And I don't think it's negative. They're not revealing everything that they really want in the magical vision, or they're not revealing where they feel blocked, and that needs to be said because that's what's blocking everything. Thank you for being on the Sexy Time. If we make it to 3,000, we will be doing we've gotten very close to 3,000. We're almost there.
Yeah. And I'm going to leave it with this. In times like this, sometimes you got to say, screw it.
Literally.
I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time.
Because there ain't no party like a Leo party, baby.
Psych. We know there's only one party here, baby. That's
Libra.
Scorpio party. Libra, huh? Okay.
The Libras. There's no noise for Libra. The noise would just be
It'd be you being quiet, me being loud, and we'll find the balance in between it.
Either I was going to say it's like a court clerk on a typewriter, but a nice balanced one. Or Libra rules the librarian, right? Where it's like, shh. Or, hey, let's get out of here. Let's have a good time. Order in the court. Well, Libra, I'll be real. This is a very intense emotional time where you have to change your emotions about things in your life and deal with the most intense emotions you've ever dealt with, because these big squares now are finally all coming to some major culminations with the South Node in Capricorn. This is the last time we're going to see these major squares here. So with Pluto, and it's squaring over to your 7th house. Like, you are going through some traumatic emotional situations here, or you're just like fully like going over a hump you've never gone before. If you're in a relationship and it's about to go to the next level, like, holy shit, I've never gone this deep emotionally and it's scary. Or it's not going the way that you want to, or you're afraid to step back into emotions with relationships. It's intense. Venus is especially in your 9th house. So it's like, I think that this is a part where, there's all these big beliefs, but, are they valid? Are they factual? And I think that the main thing with the Taurus season coming is like, you have to be willing to express the truth of where you really are at. And you have to learn how to attract it in. That's what Taurus is, your 8th house. Learning how to attract it in through beauty, through vanity. I know that sounds crazy, but that's what Taurus's 8th house is for Libra, right? Taurus 8th house is vanity by manifesting. Every Libra doesn't go after somebody. Everybody goes after a Libra because of how they put themselves out there. Libras don't go after people, because when they do, it always gets fucked up. Libras are the best way to attract anybody because they've got this power. But where's the emotional situations ruining the just knowing how to attract what you want in? Uh-oh. 8 of Swords upright. This is in toxic waters. Trapped, bound, sick. Something's not right here. Whether it's in it's usually in yourself, because you're dealing with yourself bound and chained. There's nobody there who chained you. There's nobody there who put that blindfold on. It's almost like this week kind of being like, how the fuck did I end up here? Well, the challenge of why you did is because there's been something that needs to come to a change point, because you pulled the Death card as your challenge. The one with the skulled rose. So maybe the challenge is not knowing how to be more edgy. Believe it or not, because this Death card to me is edge, right? Like, it reminds me of somebody with a badass tattoo. Like, it's a rose with a fucking skull. Like, fuck yeah, I'm not afraid. There's fear. There's fear of truly bringing out your true edge. I like to call it my inner raptor. Ah! Named Shredder. He's been feeding on salad lately. But at least I know my fucking raptor. You got to learn the 8th house. That's what this is about. You got to learn with this 8 of Swords. There's a lot here that's like, you're not letting your edge out to know how to attract the things you want. And you're like, how did I get here? You attracted energies that either weren't all the way in or all the way full, or you're not all the way getting what you want. You feel like you're starved of energy because it's like denial of the edge, denial of the truth in yourself to come out. And there's walls up. I like the 9 of Wands, but there's defense. There's defense up, of the way that you want to live your life. There is a peacock here, which again, you kind of show off your energy. But, overall it is also saying like, what are you defending in your life? Are you actually like guarding something that's worth a value, or is there nothing behind that gate that you really want to guard? And it's like, why am I here guarding this motherfucker or this situation? Maybe there's not enough edge. There's something really missing here. Wow. South Node, life debts, this is karmic. This is karmic endings. This is karmic, change. This is definitely, especially since it's in your emotional house, the South Node of Capricorn, like your own control of your feelings, the way that you want them to be felt. You can't control other people's feelings. 7 of Cups upright. I think that you have your mind all over the place and your visions all over the place. You don't even know what you really want. I think that, it's like, so how are you going to attract what you want if there's so many different energies that you really are unsure about here? That you're trapped in your own fantasies that are so much and so scattered and not focused. And you don't know how to attract it because you keep trying to try it for this thing. I like this card because there's like, Medusa's head to a snake to, this, the wreath that you win in victory. There's a fucking alligator, like dragon in here. There's fucking treasure. There's fucking a castle. Like, it's like, well, how do I attract the castle? And now how do I attract the fucking snake? Like it's like too much changing, and that's creating this whole entire like feeling like it's not getting everything that you want. Maybe you're trying to because you're not fully attracted. This has to deal with a lot of sexual energy with all this 8th house shit. Why'd you get this oh my gosh, look at this. 9 of Swords upright with this 9 of Wands. There is a lot of panic over the guards that you have around your life. But at the same time, you might want to drop something that you've been guarding. Maybe it's a person. Maybe it's a defense up around somebody that you don't want to be with. It could be either or. If you're single, like it's attraction issues. If you're in a partnership, there's some attraction issues on the other side that you're kind of wondering about. And there's a fear of how to be honest about that shit. You get one Ganesha card. You got understanding. I think that, and this is like very prominent. This is the only Ganesha card where it's so zoomed up on the eye. It's like, are you seeing things fully? Are you really understanding the whole situation? And are you letting others understand the full situation? I think that you need to be a lot more focused and a lot more focused on understanding what's going on in your life instead of playing like I'm not understanding things. Like that's your issue, is weighing. Why don't you understand it? Because you're not clear on it. You're not defined on it, and you're trapped in looking at all these. This is like a lot of energy all over the place, and a lot of fears, and a lot of also then when you actually want it, then putting up a defense, and then. So I'm just going to be honest, this is a lot of teeter-tottering and it's not getting anything done. How are you going to get through that this week? Well, you pulled another South Node. South Node, 2nd house, Virgo. I think you're too focused on trying to prove your own physical reality and what you're able to do in life and for somebody or something, or you're just over. Like you're stuck in a fucking meat grinder here. This is the opposite that you need to focus on. North Node and Pisces in the 8th. How do you attract magic? You must be magic. Good luck, Libra.
I'm sure everyone out there has heard of the traffic situation that we have here in Southern California, most notably Los Angeles. It's like that. It's like you're sitting in traffic and you're just bitching about not being able to move anywhere. No, you have to get out. An app, a Thomas guide, something. You figure out another route so you can get that flow going again. Just get out of your own way and let that momentum carry you forward. That's it. That's all you got to do. At least that's what I was picking up.
I think it's a good notion to have. But then sometimes it's almost like maybe right now they're looking at the Thomas guide and trying 80 different angles or 80 different roads. Right. It's like maybe you're just in circles now. Like, Like it's kind of like maybe you just need to stop, drop, and roll. You know what I mean? Like you just need to just stop here, focus on what you want, focus all your attention on how to attract what you want in. And if it's not coming towards you, then that's not going to work. Maybe you're realizing that you're not knowing how to attract in what you really want because you're not being honest about what you're trying to attract, or you don't know how to express what you really want out correctly. That also doesn't scare energy away. with that 9 of Swords there, it's like a freak out, because the truth is that you're trying to attract things that have walls up on your end. How's that going to ever work? Like, it'd be like, you know, come to the castle for a free kiss. And then right when you get to the castle, there's all these guards like, hey, you're not getting no kiss. It's like, what do you mean? You didn't fucking advertise like that way. It's like, no, sorry, turn around. Well, Yelp ain't going to give you a good score, let me tell you on that one.
We're officially halfway through the zodiac.
Yes, we are. We're going to speed things up. Leo popped up. Boom. We did have those 1K and 2K readings, though, and so this just goes bing, bang, boom. These last part of the zodiac, we're going to go real quick. All right, Leo, this is your big test. When it comes to your reality and all these doors that you want to have open, 9th house and belief systems, it's like one, it's hard. It's like you almost don't believe anybody or anything could fit into your reality. But with this Uranus and Taurus, the only thing that are going to fit in reality, and with the sun coming into Taurus, are people who have and see the same mission and value as the kingdom that you are, and that they're going to step into that. And with Venus in your 11th house, understand the social person that you are, that you have a royal court, that you have lots of things, you have lots of people, you have a lot of things going on. And so it takes a very special somebody to fit into a very tight space, because you're in a tight space. You don't have a lot of time. You don't have a lot of energy to also give so much. So it almost feels like, you know, like somebody has to understand it and know how to just drop into that. Because a queen or a king, depending on which one you are, only knows how to attract another king or queen that understands the whole royal palace life. Well, you pulled the Lovers card, Leo, including myself. So this is going to be a major fucking week about love. Woo! This is going to be a pretty intense one. And it's also about your own happiness first, of course. But, you know, the Lovers card is dealing with, and especially in this deck, you know, there is Jesus here with the sun, even though he's got wings. But there is this angel here that is with these two lovers in the Garden of Eden. There's a little puppy too. And is that a little bird? That's a little bird. There is harmony that is here. There is love that is for you here. But like, I think that this is like the main event for this week that you're going to have to figure out. There are a lot of planets in your relationship house too, Mars and Saturn, remember? So it's kind of harsh, because it's like, how is this all going to work? And this is the issue. The challenge card is the message. It's like, you know, maybe the message is not being delivered clear to you, or maybe people are not communicating clear. Maybe it's also you unsure of your clarity of what to say or how to deal with things. So there's a lot of unclear messages here. And that has to become clear. When you come into emotional clarity and you just say what needs to be said, even though it might look not the best way, because I always think that it's funny that's a moth and not a butterfly. It's like, I don't really want to say this, or I don't know, but, you know, but it also has to deal with environments, you know, like any kind of message in 33 here. You know, there is that, and that's equals 6, which is very the Lovers card. You know, there's a lot about, are the messages on the same page? And the overall card that we got here is the Judgment card reversed. Yeah, this is the outcome. As if it's not, if the partnership or the person you're with or the person you're dating or the person that you want is not feel the same calling to God the same way that you do, it ain't going to work. And this 9 of Cups is not feeling too good about love. So I think that that's part of the issue, is you need to be positive again about happiness and love, that you've almost kind of given up hope. Or, you know, this is the other card where you're giving too much hope for it, and then it's not showing up, and it's making you feel really dissatisfied. So that's got to change about how much you're putting this joy energy into the love. Maybe it needs to kind of just be like, let's believe again, and let's also at the same time, maybe there's people you believe in that are not showing up, and you can't get weird if that doesn't happen. You have to like pass it off as that was an experience, and you know, there's still joy in my life, not this is the end all be all, this sucks and you're screwed. The Judgment card reversed got the Knight of Wands reversed. So the outcome is anybody who is not fully riding in with their full gauntlet of love and wanting to really come at it in a way that feels that it's divine by God and feeling the trumpet call. And this is you definitely not running towards something that you know is not connected to that same calling, because that'll go bad in your outcome. It's about somebody coming in and something coming in that understands the calling and understands the mission and understands how to wow you, because Knight of Wands knows how to wow, but there's reversal in the outcome. Says anybody who doesn't know how to wow you with that divine mission ain't gonna really make you satisfied. This Nine of Cups ain't satisfied. I'm gonna be honest because I'm a Leo, but we're gonna pull this astrology card here. Wow, it's the Scorpio card. The message is about full commitment and depth and sexual and intense energy. It's intensity. It's either intense and all in or not. That's what I was gonna just say, and it's funny this popped up. You know, with Leos, like I'm sorry, like we're not about half-ass, we're not about 98%, we're not about 99 when it comes to love. It's gotta be 100. And you gotta show up with all the goodies. And so it's kind of funny because like Leos, that's what the astrology is saying, that they can't take on anything that is not all the goodies, every part, and know their role and know their greatness. And this Scorpio thing is like, yeah, that message must be truly transparent instead of, I think that the issue for Leos right now is dealing constantly with people or situations. And this is also maybe, you know, where you trigger people that you're so real with your message that they don't know how to be real back, and it scares them. So, but you know what? That means that they're not ready. Sun and Virgo in the second house. Yep, it must be the best fucking shit for it to fit in your reality or it ain't gonna work. And it better have quality, and they better know self-worth, and they better think that they are beautiful as fuck. If they have self-worth issues and self-worth doubts, bye-bye. You won't be attractive at all to them. Or that's the issue in your relationship right now, Leo, if you're in one.
There's going to be a deep transformation, though, an acknowledgement within yourself and that growth, and whether that's going to be you're going to be growing on your own and bring that love in, or you're going to be having that transformation and growing with that partner in the relationship that you're already in. But there are good things coming your way. That is a beautiful turn of cycles. It is coming your way. But you got to be ready for it. You got to be ready to receive that love.
We got Aquarians, and I'm running to go pee.
Aqua.
Aquarius!
Aqua. But yeah, no, in times like this, it what's up? No, all right, don't hurt yourself, though. Take the long way. In times like this, you know, it is weird. We're in this, you know, kind of stagnant situation where we're all by ourselves, you know, and we're trying to kind of piece together our lives and keep it going. And it can be stressful, you know, and it's almost like, are we even worthy of having this love right now with everything that's going on around us? And yeah, we are. We are. It's our own path that we are on. True. Everybody's on their own path. And so we are able to achieve that love if we're going to put in that effort. And it comes down to taking that time to better yourself. Again, acknowledge the situations maybe that you've put yourself in that aren't necessarily making it work out for you right now. You got nothing but time, most likely. I mean, luckily we're able to be here. You guys are able to be here with us, broadcasting with us, and we're going to keep that going, you know. But it is strange time. We get emails right now like, how can I concentrate on love right now? You guys are still doing a love tarot show, but there's no love in my life. There's always love in your life. Always. But you have to love yourself. Okay? That's first. You have to love yourself first and able to allow the love to come in from those outside sources. You know, they say darkness attracts darkness, light attracts light, you know? So if you're feeling bad about yourself, it's not going to be in the right mind state to attract that love no matter what's going on in the outside world. The outside world does not matter. I was talking, I think it was on Full Disclosure, which we do live every Wednesday exclusively on High Vibe for all those High Vibe members. But it's keep your world small right now. Focus on what you can change. There's so many things going on out there that we have zero control over. But you can control how you feel for the most part. You can't control the situations that you put yourself in. You can't control if you are going to go and create a beautiful art piece like what's going on behind me. You know, that might make you feel better. Go write a poem, write a song for somebody. There's so many ways to express love right now, even through this lockdown, even when we are secluded, even when we are far away from the people that we love and we cherish most. Just create something and let that love shine in. You know, when was the last time you even wrote somebody a letter? We get so caught up right now in just quick text messages. Sit down and like write somebody a letter. Write down your emotions, how you feel, even if it's just like a sign of gratitude. It's appreciation to say, hey, friend, I love you. I'm so happy that you're in my life. That is a form of love. That is. It doesn't just need to be, you know, sex love. It can be an appreciation for another individual. You're so happy that they're in your life. But that's that love that you're putting out into the universe that's going to bring back to you. You can't just sit and feel bad for yourself because we're in this shitty situation. It can't. It's enough. Enough is enough. Okay, we're working through this. It is what it is. We're all in this together. But sometimes we got to say that. Enough is enough. And I'm going to continue with my life. I can't just put my life on pause, even though people are forcing us to be in that situation. There's ways to work through it. There's ways to express yourself. There's a way to connect with people, even if you might not be able to touch them. And whatever, if you want to go touch someone, you should do it. And that's just my personal point of view. You should do it. If you need to go out and touch someone, don't let anybody tell you that you can't be with anybody. So
Damn, this is some deep shit.
You can. You can. It's about radiating that love, and you're an individual. This is your life. You need to live it how you want to live it. Fuck. Don't let anybody tell you what to do, what not to do, okay? Be you. Live how you're going to live your life.
Damn.
That's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so.
Fucking dudes dropping bombs. I thought I'd put the new YouTube award we did
nice.
right here.
There you go.
Right? Well, I went and got my Sprite.
Sprite life.
That's why I had to pee. I literally had one, and there's one on the floor there. Welcome to quarantine life. That was some deep shit. I don't know what I walked into, but I was walking into, it sounded like shit that I would have loved to fucking back you up on and fucking push that same message.
Yeah, I'm just saying, don't let anybody tell you that you can't go be with somebody right now. Plain and simple.
Mayor of LA.
Plain and simple. You're an adult. If it's consensual, go do it.
Craig and I were laughing. We know a bunch of racers, and then there's photographers and there's stuff. And let's just say there's somebody in the race community that we know who said, fucking print this out and hand this to anybody that tells you can't do shit. And it's the Constitution of the United States. I was just like, fucking smart. I'm going to print that motherfucker out. And then just like, here you go. Thank you. All right. We are doing, if I remember right, it was Aquarians.
Oh yeah. Let me get that. I got caught up. I got heated there for a moment.
I love when you get, I'm happy, man. God wanted me to go pee so I can get a new Sprite. And then I threw up the YouTube award. Thank you for all those that watched the live. We had a couple, almost like 2,000 people in there watching live. It was like 1,400 people, but now we got a lot of people like, thank you. You all made this shit happen. So somebody asked me where I was going to put it. Well, today I'm going to put it right here, but it would look really weird if I put this around me all the time. This is the only day I can celebrate it, so I'm going to celebrate this motherfucker. Because what else do we all got celebrating right now in life? Oh, I fucking got it, so I'm going to celebrate it. Fucking, I was like thinking about it. I'm like, fucking happens once in your life. Fucking, here it is. I fucking did it because of all you. And Craig and everybody else that has ever helped along the way. So it's actually everybody's, not mine. That we actually proved through this that deep astrology, like deep astrology and tarot, not the fucking fluffy shit, can get recognized. That was deep. Deep. Aqua, it's 3rd house, 12th house. This is a confusing time for you. You're almost not knowing where to go because your mind's kind of tripping. You might not be stimulated enough. This might be hard being quarantined, being an Aquarius, and that you have a fucking amazing UFO outside and you can't get on it. Maybe it's kind of a weird time because you are about to enter into some crazy emotional waters dealing with security and safety in your home life and relationships with love with Venus in shadow in the 5th house. So Where were you in 2012 with love? Especially in this April time coming into May. All that stuff is coming to a culmination point here, and you have to really start to look at your creative energy, your love life, and how that connects with the deeper, new, crazy emotional situation. Are the emotions on the same page? Are you a partnered Aquarius that got partnered in 2012? Are you about to come through some weird emotions? Yes. Were you single then? And now are you going to be single now? Maybe not. There's a lot of these kind of weird flips, and I'll be honest with you, it's confusing times, but with Saturn and Mars in your house, you have to take the direction in life, and it's harsh because you have to be a harsh, cold-ass Aquarius again and a rebel. And if you're not going to be one, the universe is going to squash you like a little bug. 3 of Wands upright. Time to look at new horizons. Maybe you got to take your relationship to new horizons, or maybe you need to, really start to look at the horizons and what you really want in your life and go seek that. I think that you already have ships that are in port that you haven't even searched fully yet, or maybe you only went a little bit on a search on. Maybe you need to keep searching deeper, keep searching more, keep believing more, keep expanding more. Your challenge card that you got is the focus card. Yeah, you're not focused on exactly where to search. You need to focus on what you really want and what you need to explore more and how you want your love life to look. And you need to aim at it and fucking shoot it. But there's a problem with this. You're not willing to aim and shoot at anything right now. Shoot blanks. Did you get your fucking shit cut out? Tubes tied? 8 of Wands upright is your outcome. Holy shit. This is a great week, Aquarius. Especially with love. Look at this. 8 of Wands is the arrows of love. Cupid's arrow. Cupid has shown up. But you gotta go walk to that ship. Aquarius walking. Aquarius like to take fucking ships. They like to take fucking cars. They like to get a ride. They like to call an Uber. I don't know too many Aquarians that go walk anywhere. You know what I mean? It's a true story. They're not much. Their 12th house is Capricorn. They're like, I don't want to go on a fucking trail for that long. Because I'll be stuck. They know. They're smart. Aquarians are smart. Like, I want an out. I want an exit all the time. You're wanting me to walk to that boat? That means I'm committed to it. Well, you got to focus and aim. You got to shoot something more than blanks. Wow, look at this. Maybe you need to rethink your whole life and your focus, because maybe you've been focused in the wrong direction. This Mercury retrograde card of reinvention or rethinking is telling you to rethink your aim and your focus and your drive. And maybe there's this whole kind of weird thing, especially in your mind, about you're looking at things wrong. You're looking at entering into this new horizon or entering into this boat or entering into this world to find more of the truth about love that you're afraid of doing. You need to rethink that. You got the Judgment card upright with the 3 of Wands. You already know that you're being called to a higher position in your life, to go to a more beautiful place, but you're scared of going there. You're scared because your mind is not willing to look at it from other angles and be more excited maybe about it. And you got the 8 of Wands, you got Cupid arrows going the right direction to take you to the best kind of energy and memories, and especially like the most beautiful, like loving place ever. God, you got like the best reading. Why aren't you going? You lucky son of a bitch. You better not fucking waste this for all of us out there, Aquarians. If you do, I'll be upset. Taurus, Saturn, 6th house. All you got to do is start making choices about the best life that you want instead of staying and restricting yourself from a life that you want, but you're not going to fucking do it and change it and make that your life. Gee, mini Christmas. I really don't want to have to call up the Blue Fairy and fucking Gemini Cricket and make you a real Aquarius again. Fuck. I'm not Geppetto. Love you.
Yeah, not much to be said for that. You just got to take the action. It's right there in front of you, but you got to actually move forward with it. You can't just stay stagnant. Again. Push forward. Come on. It's time. Like you said, do it for the rest of us. Do it for the Gipper.
Yeah, Geppetto's pissed. I'm pissed. Blue Fairy doesn't want to come back. And you know what? Jiminy Cricket already got his fucking badge of honor and got his new clothes, and he's like a really cool cricket now. He doesn't want don't have to fucking come back and do the whole thing over again. And the blue fairy, you know, she's pretty old, you know, and she's at a nursing home fucking protecting herself from COVID. So you better fucking not fuck this one up, Aquarius.
They're not going to. They're going to handle this with grace.
Hey, you know, humor's humor. Some people don't want to take that shit sometimes. Geminis do, though. Geminis probably laughing their fucking asses off right now. It's just fucking hilarious. That's a good joke. That's a great piss. Fucking, I came back, saw you all pumped up. Fucking, I was like, fucking, I'm bringing this. I got a new Sprite. Fucking, Aquarians got a great reading. I'm like, fuck, don't fuck it up, Aquarians. Now, Geminis, we gotta have like a little fucking talk again. But we're not. It's gonna be very short. It's actually gonna be just as long as the other ones, but. Give me a great excuse to have like a serious cigarette talk with you. Venus is in your sign, shadow. Are you drifting into the underworld, into a situation that you do not want to go, and you keep pushing it off another fucking day? That's what happens. You start sliding when Venus starts sliding into the underworld, especially when it's in your sign, it's almost just like, no, it'll happen tomorrow. This is Uranus in your fucking 12th house. And guess what comes into your 12th house this weekend? The sun for a month while Venus will retrograde. Venus retrogrades while the sun's in your 12th house with Uranus for the first time in your life. So these Aries Capricorn squares are dealing with the world you want is because you're too afraid to let it go if it's fucked up and dark, and you're sliding into making it okay. You're putting fucking makeup on a dead ass motherfucker in a coffin. You're putting lipstick on a fucking dead pig.
You never kiss a gift horse in the mouth.
And Mars and Saturn and Aquarius are trying to help Geminis in a rough way realize that when they just disconnect from the story that they don't really want and connect to the story they want, everything will go to plan. But are you going to keep sliding until you end up in the underworld and you're going to go through a fucking crazy ass fucking North Node entering into your sign May 5th, Venus retrograde May 13th? You don't have time, Gemini. Holy fuck. The Tower! I knew it! You know what? This shit is just too easy. I don't know. You know, being fucking a psychic is just too easy of a job nowadays. Because the energy is so fucking easy and the veil is so thin. You know what? You have a fucking Tower moment that you know is fucking coming to it. You need to make a choice. Which tower are you on? Because Geminis always are dealing with two fucking different sides, two different people, two different situations. Don't ever believe a Gemini when they say they're all about one person. There's always somebody in the back, the other twin's fucking in another relationship with. Look at you. You don't have power. You're too afraid to take the power position in your life. That's your challenge. Which is actually Taurus. Look at this. It's the Taurus bull horns. So why are you afraid? Why are you afraid to take the power in your life for the self-worth and the quality of the life that you want? It's like you're living in like a half-ass fucking reality that's really shitty about relationships right now. And you're like trying to fluff it. Are you a fluffer? Wow. Your overall card is the King of Cups upright. You need to put your emotions fully where you want them all the way. And I think that this is a little bit of a deceiving energy in a way, because you might be empowering emotions that are coming from disempowerment and a Tower situation. Because that Tower situation is not, all the facts are not allowing up, and the person or the person you're dating or the person you're with or whatever is not really showing up the way that you want to, and you're bypassing it. Or you're expecting them to say something this week or be something, and they're going to show a different fucking angle. They're going to be a Gemini to you. I love when Geminis get fucked over by somebody that acts like a Gemini to them. That's the only way that they learn. I don't want to say I love that, but I just am saying that from a position of like, haha, that's how you learn. And you got the Queen of Cups with the King of Cups as your outcome. But that's only going to come, and we're going to find out the challenge here that can be overcome, but that's only going to come, the ultimate emotions, if you start to get the best and have the power to deal with the tower of something that makes no logical sense and not showing up the way that you want to at all and isn't communicating and is lying. Page of Swords is a liar. Not so much a cheat, although there could be a lot of weird things under those lies that with the tower there, they could be some really dark lies. Wow, you pulled the Capricorn card. So it's like you need to start to make big decisions about your power in your life. Are you ready to step up and be an adult so you can have the real emotional shit that you really want in your life? You got Gemini in the second house with the North Node. You got to focus on the ultimate best value of stimulation and excitement in your life, because I'm going to be honest, I'm reading this that you are bored as fuck and creating this obsession of a story that's not going the way that you want to. Bomb drop. And I smoked a whole cigarette and finished your whole reading. Just changed your life.
Do we do dice?
Yeah. Just did the dice too.
There could be a sense of immaturity also in this situation. You know, maybe like some young, dumb love or what you thought it was, you know, but really there's no truth to it. You know, you thought that it was going to be some excitement, but is there really any like common ground to it besides that initial excitement? You know, it's finding that happiness with that person so that you can actually have that true potential within. You can tap into that. And that's going to bring it out of the both of you too.
Damn. I was thinking of when you were saying that as like being naive and knowing it and pushing it subconsciously aside. You know, like,
there you go.
Oh, this is fucked up. But you know what?
Seems fun.
I'm going to avoid that. Capricorns don't avoid shit. Although, actually, we're going to talk about how you are avoiding shit.
Someone in the chat said that they live with their ex and their ex's boyfriend is about to move in with them. Sounds rough.
Sounds like you're about to have a fucking an energy that's like a Gemini do something to you to wake you up about how you don't want to have to deal with that shit.
Capricorn, right?
Yeah, we're doing with Capricorns now. I'm sorry about that. That must suck, whoever put that in the chat.
Yeah, that's rough.
But why don't you put up a little, why don't you print out your state's stay-at-home order and put that on the door and then be like, sorry, you're not allowed to move here right now. Oh, man. And then they're going to be like, well, I listened to the same Leo King and he said to print out the Constitution and fucking I'm showing up with the Constitution and that'll be a fucking fun one. All right, Cappies.
We got any caps in there in this room or what?
Oh, there's caps. They watch. They just don't reveal themselves as much. You know what I mean? They're watching, though. They're watching because they're strategic. But is your strategy working, especially dealing with your emotional world? Like you're in with Chiron and the sun, and it's all in with Mercury in your emotional world. It's like Mercury on Chiron is realizing that you are in the, and I've been saying this one, but it's going to be pronounced this week. Especially that I think everybody's on edge, especially Californians. We've been on fucking lockdown since March fucking 15th. So we are at fucking a full month, okay? So, come on, Capricorn. What's up with this weird fucking home life situation? What's up with this weird family situations? What's up with these weird emotional situations? Are you lacking emotion because you're afraid to fucking go after what you really want? Are you afraid to make the fucking move on the chessboard for what you want? North Node's finishing up here in Cancer, so guess what? This is extreme when it comes to the emotional needs that you need out of a relationship, but are you getting them at all? Especially with Uranus and the Sun that are going to be in the same sign of Taurus by fucking Sunday. You better, because that's your love house, and it's going to take wild and exciting turns or horrible and fucking three little pigs and your whole entire fucking straw house is about to go. Especially with Mars and Saturn in your second house. I'll be honest, in Aquarius, like you're dealing with some self-worth shit now. Like, are you really even do you even value it that much? Or Are you coming into some money situation problems or self-worth issues, or you don't think you're good enough, so you're going to stay? Or you're going to stay with somebody who's not giving you the best, or that isn't that best because you're afraid that you can't get anything else in life? Or you're just going to keep holding yourself from good things in life and just accepting, here's some of the Leo King's ash from his cigarette for Geminis. Well, you've pulled the Five of Cups reversed, so it's almost like you are so clear of the emotions that are not going the way you want to and the sorrow there, but you're avoiding them. You're putting it on the back burner. It's like you're not ready to like go see that you have amazing things that you could have. You're stalling. Why are you stalling? The challenge is that you're waiting for some divine moment when the challenge actually is that it's the divine moment when it shows you what's true and what's not true and what is the right place to go, and you just have to do it. But it's too much of you're afraid of the emotional shift, that it might feel horrible, or it might feel hard, or it might be sensitive, or it might be traumatic, or it might be life-shattering. The overall you got is the Queen of Wands upright, but you know what? You'll fucking be happier than you've ever been. You finally have some real happiness again, because I got a feeling with Capricorns, with Uranus here, it's like bipolar energy with happiness. Like, no, I'm happy. I'm really happy. Ha ha ha. And then, bruh. Like, wouldn't it be nice to just be able to sit on a throne of happiness? Well, you can only get there when you make those choices. How do you get out of this with this divinity? You got Mercury. So you know what? You need to think of the facts, and you need to start to realize that the environment you're around, if it's not divinely placed for the key that unlocks the life of you and God and to the truth of who you are, then your environment's going to suck, and you're going to have mental problems. Like, start doubting yourself to fears or anxieties, or especially Five of Cups could be that you're a little depressed. But look at this. You got the King of Swords reversed, is that, you know what? You need to get out of this unclear. You're clear, but you're not willing to step into the power of your clarity, which actually makes you feel like stupid, because it's like so clear, but you're again, this is even deeper than stalled. This is like completely shackled by your mind's inability to accept the emotional truth and fucking hammer it out. Thought you were a boss. Look at this. The High Priestess popped up. I feel that for you, it's like you almost think it's an illusion instead of being guided to the ultimate love in your life. So you think that it's almost a dream, or it's false, or maybe you're being pulled in the wrong direction when you're being pulled in the direction that's more divine to your ultimate happiness. Listen to your gut. Sun in the 12th house of Virgo. Yeah, you got a reality that's not making sense and is chaotic, and it needs to be in alignment with your soul more, because reality is reality, and trying to stay on the fucking factory train of this is not going to work unless it's actually in alignment with your soul. Because the truth is that you're feeling soulless to the reality that you're in the partnership situations that you're dealing with, or the lack thereof, because you're not stepping forward or showing yourself or communicating, or you're depressed, or you're fucking don't feel anything's divine, but that's not true, and you don't believe in the gut calling towards this amazing magical love that you can have.
We got a little Indian in the cupboard type of situation here. It's almost like you don't know that you hold this key that can unlock this chest to infinite potential and infinite wonder. You have that within you. You hold all the power, but are you actually going to stick that key in there? You're going to turn it? You're going to open up that chest and let it come to you? Are you going to actually accept and appreciate that magic that you hold and that you are able to give to those individuals that are around you? It can be scary. It can be scary to step into the unknown. It can be scary to put ourselves out there and actually receive all the potential love that we deserve. But you got to use it. This is the time now. This is the time now to open yourself up, to let others see you for who you truly are. Be that person that you want to see in your own life. Do it.
Boom. There was something that you said that I was just going to say was so good, and then I got lost in the chat, and somebody said, no cappies. And I'm like, no, don't start putting that out there. Cappies are great. Maybe they need somebody to kind of, hey, here, goaty, goaty, goaty. You want to be a goat? We got Aries. That means that the last sign of the zodiac is going to be
the best sign.
The worst. No, I'm just kidding.
The best sign.
We got Aries. Happy birthday, Aries, by the way. We're at the last two signs. Look at, see, we flew through that. Boom. All right. Happy birthday, Aries. Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Nobody gives a
birthday
fuck about you. Because you're an Aries and it's always about you. And you always get real bitter when nobody sings this song to you.
Happy birthday.
I know this is a weird period, Aries. You have your tampons? I know that you really want to strive and figure out your long-term goals in your career and find relationships that are in alignment with your job. And is your job okay? And is your career and your money with Uranus and Taurus? But let's be honest, the North Node's in Cancer. You need to get down to finding the sweet spot, the emotional foundation. That's what's going to build the money, the tree of life, all these things. And with all this energy coming into Taurus this weekend with the sun, you know, this is about finally having good things in life that are exciting for you and that you want. But if you're going to be focusing so much on career and not enough on the emotional realms and finding the sweet spot first, you know, it's like you're just going to feel stripped away of everything. And so there's a bitterness with Chiron and Mercury. It's like you're kind of bitter in many ways about a partner, or just you're single and you're bitter about how life's going, which is kind of pushing bitterness onto others in many ways that you got to be careful of this week. You pulled the Ace of Pentacles. So, I mean, this is for relationships, an ability to really find a new way to start a new direction that's positive, but it would be from a new relationship. If you're going to try, and I think I'm saying this to a lot of Aries right now that have been out of relationships lately, the ones not in partnerships, the ones that are out, don't go backwards. The ones that are in partnerships, you can really find a new way to start from a fresh new slate. And no, not exes that you're kind of still talking to. No. We're talking about ones that you're still in a relationship and it's fucking on your Facebook saying you're in a relationship or you're married or there's a marriage certificate. Those ones have really great abilities this week to start from a new space and find something of value. You know, could be as simple as just like, I don't know, new animal. You know, anything, there's something new that's trying to show up for all Aries this week. But those single ones, it's not the ex. That's your issue. It's like, you've probably already met or been dealing with somebody that maybe you got to do, because with this Venus shadow, I've been saying to everybody, it's not about people that are new that you never met before yet. It's people that you've already talked to, and the universe already brought all this shit around you over the last 8 years. You got to sort it all out. We all do. Here's your issue. Wow, knowledge. It's like you want to know everything before even experiencing it. It's like you're starting from new, so you're not going to know how it is unless you go on the journey, but you're over-researching. It's like, well, you probably got a lot of time on your hands because you're on stay-at-home order, so you're almost like falling for those websites when you're trying to find out about people. Like, do they have a criminal record? Let me pay the $19 and fucking blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, like I've never paid any of those because I'm like, this is just fucking a waste of time. Or you're trying to understand too much about so many positions when it's just a new start, just a new direction. It's just like, let's just get over all the shit. Let's just like fucking understand the journey by understanding the journey. You don't need to research what's going to happen before what's going to happen. Wow, this is a great card. You have the star card. So guess what? Ace of coins and a star card? You got all these fresh new starts for you, but your issue is trying to understand them, or trying to still look in the book and trying to search for more. What do you already have in your life that you can start from new from? What do you already have in your life that you can start from this new, naked, more pure space and create? Because maybe there are things that you didn't fully explore that have never really turned into anything because there was never anything there. But again, exes, we're talking about relationships from the past, no go. Because look at, you did pull Pluto. Yeah, no, keep looking at the book which was already written. And you need to change this whole trying to understand the experience. Because you only really, I'll be honest, it's with exes that you try to understand the experience more and you hope for a change. That's not going to happen. This is about putting an end to trying to understand the new things that are new, that are fresh, and experience them. Instead of trying to understand everything and where is it going to go and how is it going to happen and opening yourself up. And then the other problem with this card, with the knowledge card, is like, don't start trying to fucking force people and inject them with this whole, like, I know everything and, you know, you don't. That ain't going to be good. Look at this. You got the 10 of Wands. So, you know, it's like, you've been carrying way too much weight. You need this could be a lighter load you could be carrying. But I think you've finally reached your destination where you're ready to make a change in your life for a better position in love and to actually have it. Because I think that you've been carrying a lot of weight from the past and you finally made it to your destination. You can put it down and drop it. You pulled the Star card because you did pull the 10 of Cups up, or 10 of Pentacles upright. Gosh, the only way to start to get to the ultimate place that I know that you want to know how it's going to look is from starting from a fresh new slate and a fresh new place of a new energy that you've never experienced before to go create the ultimate castle, because whatever you've experienced before isn't going to work. Now, if you're in a relationship, I think that this is ways for you all to start to maybe redo your place or redo how you are coming together into a beautiful new way and changing what you think you know about each other and opening up and letting go of all the burdens and the challenges that you've been through. Again, single ones, no exes. This is where coupled Aries can fix shit. This is where single Aries can't fix shit with the exes, but they have amazing opportunities with people around them that they already know. 12th house, Cancer, Pluto. Wow, Pluto's popping up a lot, and Pluto popped up for you twice. This is definitely a full, fresh new start and a new reinvention, and it's with Cancer. So you need to focus on the emotional position that you've been not focused on enough. You want to gain more career, you want to gain more money, you want to gain the love of your life, focus on your emotional needs spiritually. And why are you blocking them? Why are you hiding them? Why are you trying to control them in many ways too, in a weird way? Like, you're afraid to open up fully. Come on, Aries. We can take your little fucking sword down. Take your little fucking shield down. And do you need a little hug?
It's not even about like turning the page and moving on to a new chapter. That book is done. It's time to close that book up and start a new one. It's a new life. Yeah, it's new individuals, new opportunities to build on everything that you've accumulated over this life so far. Don't keep reading that same playbook, okay? It's time for something fresh. It's time for something new. It's time to get out into the world.
It's time for something new, like a Scorpio.
Because ain't no party like a Scorpio party, baby.
Scorpio's last. You know, it's funny. Scorpio can be last a lot or first, or I don't know. On this show, Scorpio loves to go last.
I'm ready.
Oh! You ready? Okay.
Scorpios, baby.
Stress. I want all Scorpios just to think about stress.
Mm-hmm.
Because the third house is where all this Capricorn is, the South Node, Moon, Jupiter, Pluto. And that's the third house of the mind. And it's squaring the Sun in Aries, which is the sixth house, dealing with the mind, Virgo. The digestion, the processing of things too much, trying to figure things out. This is like in love and in your personal life. Stress. Stressful situations. One where it's like, it feels like this is just too much I got to figure out. Well, is it? Maybe it's simple. Just figure it out once you are actually in the reality. It's almost like trying to join Dr. Fauci right now and try and figure out in a lab the numbers of what's going to go on.
Hey, you tell Scorpio to figure it out. We'll figure that shit out.
I know, but it's only through figuring out things through just going into the depths instead of trying to figure it out in the mind first. And that's the issues of Scorpios right now, is they're in the mind and not in the depths right now.
Body tricks the mind, tricks the body, tricks the mind, tricks the body, tricks the body, tricks the mind.
So, with the sun coming into your relationship house this weekend, with Uranus here, and with Venus in shadow in your 8th house, it's about learning to get back into the depths. And get out of this whole mental case thing, because your mind should be focused on how to get in there, if you know what I mean, instead of how's this going to work. It only works once you've got in. Oh, man. So don't waste up the opportunity for the weekend that could change your life of gold, especially with the moon going to be in Pisces in your love house. Woo!
Woo. Woohoo.
But Scorpio's got to get over all this stress about these love situations and relationship situations that are just overly, making this shit go too fucking weird, because you're playing it in your head and you're not actually getting in there. You know what I mean? Like, you got to get in there. The only way that a Scorpio knows is when their nose is in deep. Not in the mind. All right.
I love that we got some bass heads out there, baby.
What?
We got some bass heads. We got some fucking bass nectar fans out there.
Oh, very nice.
I'm
Hey,
about it.
Bass Nectar used to be on Ohm Records from San Francisco before he blew up. With Mark Farina, with Cascade, with fucking Colette, with Marcus Wyatt, with Derek Carter. They were all on Ohm Records. That's what made them big. Go give some love to Ohm Records. You can only find Ohm Records on Bandcamp now, the app. It's free. And listen to all of Bass Nectar's shit from back in the day. I used to be a rep for them in 2005 and 6. All of Cascade shit before it went more mainstream. All of Farina shit. All of fucking Derek Carter shit. All Colette shit. All People Under the Stairs. All the underground hip-hop shit from San Francisco. San Francisco used to be the bomb dance music and hip-hop shit of the 2000s and the late 90s. And then, I don't know what happened to that city. They got rid of the Love fucking Parade. They got rid of, fucking clubs went a little weird. Anyway. Maybe Scorpios needed to hear that. Maybe Scorpios need to go you gotta go all in. Because look at this, you pulled the 9 of Pentacles reversed. Maybe this is like you dunking into the tank to find the, maybe you're too focused up here in reality of how this is all gonna work and finding your sovereign self. I'm actually gonna channel this different than I would anybody else. I think that, you need to dunk tank and look down there. You need to take the periscope from up here in reality and put the periscope underneath the sheets. That's where you're going to find out if it's real or not, if it's going to work. Because I think that Scorpios are missing out on some beautiful things because they're trying to fucking figure it out before ever even fucking smelling it, touching it, licking it. Lick it good. Suck this, you know what? Like you should. My neck, my back, lick my beep and my crack. Look at this. Not listening to your guides. Your guides are telling you something's good. But your mind and your self-worth about it, or you're unsure about it, and you're not periscoping down deep enough. Owie, mama. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. You're not willing to show up the same way somebody else is. You don't feel like you're ready. Is that true? We're about to see. 6 of Pentacles is all about fairness and showing up with the same way somebody else shows up, charity-wise, physically-wise. But it's almost like to you, it feels like, I don't have much to give. I don't want to give shit. I kind of want to only receive shit exactly the way that I want to see it. Well, that's unfair. Only Leos can get away with that. Grand Cross the provoker. The universe is trying to provoke you. You got to step in. You know what? The Grand Cross is the ultimate of all fucking alignments in astrology. You know why? Because everything's squaring and opposing each other, and it's about over your souls, nature, spirits of your guides that you need to listen, and you need to make a major, major fucking shift here from a different course. Because this is a diamond that comes out. And you know what's so funny? I didn't even put it on here, and I have this. There's no coincidences. You know how this shit's built? Pressure. Deep in the ground. Deep pressure in the ground. How are you gonna? Guess what? The universe it has this for you, but you don't want to like excavate it. Why? Oh, you're a victim.
It's true. I am a victim.
This hurts. Look at my leg. I'm on crutches. Oh, I don't deserve anything great. Oh, you don't deserve the crystal. You just deserve the fucktard that you keep thinking about. Holy moly. Oh. I'm not going to show up because I'm just broken and torn and trapped. Maybe it takes a grand event to finally get you over this shit with this Grand Cross Provoker, because your challenge is not listening to your guides, that you are listening to your own victimization and your own trappings in your head. We're going to pull you a Ganesha, Scorps. Clear your energy, because you're not bringing the right energy into it. You think you are bringing the right energy. You've actually been bringing the wrong energy. Clear the energy that you think's been right, and actually you're going to reveal what was before the energy that shifted in a relationship or a dating situation, because this, whatever you brought in, is not it. You got to clear it and then come back to where it was, or you got to clear your energy because you've been coming at things from a wounded, shitty place. I got a sense that there's been some dumb things that you've done here, or fucked something up, but you've got to, there's pressure always to get a crystal out or a diamond. So just realize that this was part of that story that made it. And usually Scorpios fuck it up anyway, so it's part of the story. That's why it ain't no party without how do you put it? It ain't no party fucking like a Scorpio party, baby. Well, maybe it ain't no party without a Scorpio fucking up once in a while, fucking intensely, baby. And that's what makes them addicted to you, Scorpio. So I used to do some. You got Virgo in the first house, Venus. That's a fault Virgo. That means that you're too much focused on your own life and your own needs and your own self, and it's not giving you what you want. Maybe you need to focus on the magic of what somebody else can bring to this, because let's be honest, you don't have a lot right now that you're focused on that's that great. It'd be nice to see what the other side could bring. Well, thank you for being a part of Deep Love Tarot. Thank you for being a part of HighVibe.tv. Thank you so much for being part of the award ceremony we did tonight. Well, ceremony, we just did a talk, and actually we didn't talk about the award. We talked about spirituality and answered your questions. But that video is on YouTube right before this one. So please hook it up, watch that video, because I actually went real deep and I answered some really deep spiritual questions about the times right now and stuff. And don't forget, we are going to be doing a live stream next week. We will be announcing it this week about what's next for 2020, because that video I did, which is the pre-2020 video, I'll put it on sale for literally $9. So right when we get off this, I'm going to go right on the app right now, or you have to buy it on highvibe.tv and you can watch on the apps. It's like a 2.5 hour video that Craig and I did in 4K cinema mode, like fucking docu style with the charts and everything in preparation for these 2020s. And I called out all this shit to the T. It's fucking gnarly. I've been playing it for people that never watched it, that are friends of mine and stuff, and they're fucking telling me that it blows their mind. So I'll put it at $9, and then we're going to do a live stream for $19 next week, where I'm going to be here on the stage for hours with a full presentation style, better than we do deep astrology and everything, because I got to give people the astrological answers to help them understand what to prepare for as far as like these events and how to deal with it. Because I just gave people how to prepare for energy. Now I'm going to give people like more of the physical stuff and what to expect and how to position themselves correctly, because these times are slipping or we are gripping in the right direction. Thank you so much. Thanks, Craig. You have anything last to say?
I'd say just don't feed into the fear. Feed into the belief in love in yourself, and that you are worthy of getting everything that you want to when we come out of this BS. So you have the power within you. Don't forget that. Don't get lost. Don't get scared. Okay? Stand strong. We're all in this together. We're all here. Mr. Palmer over here is every day on High Vibe, feeding you horoscopes. We'll be here tomorrow. Deep Astrology. We'll be on Wednesday. Full disclosure. We're here always, but make sure you're showing up for yourself. That's most important through all of this right now. Show up for yourself and believe that you can do it. Believe that you can get through this struggle right now, because we all need it.
And still believe, because being part of yourself is the life that you want. So
Oh yeah.
just showing up for yourself, sometimes people can kind of limit that to, well, I'm showing up for myself by just being here. It's like, show up for yourself fully.
Do something
having
great.
fully the identity, the life, and the personality and the soul journey that you want to have. Because why? Why don't you go do something great? That's what a high vibe is. You know, we kind of get taught by just being. Like, sure, that's spiritual. But there is something to say that the people that do great things in this world, Spirit seems to bless with more blessings than ever. I'm just going to be real when I say that. That's something that I ask you to think about this week for yourself. I love you all.
See ya.
Peace. Please share the video. Love you.